Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was Abandoned and Now Haunted by Obsessive Yandare Girls movie. Before we start, please go support MaximAngel for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. I loved them, but they abandoned me and now they want me. They don't leave me alone. I feel harassed. They don't let me talk to girls and they don't let me talk about this. They have threatened me. They don't love me. They have become obsessed. Clarifications. It happens after Aries' rescue, but here it is bigger, and yes, it will be in the harem. Apart from that, I will tell how they became obsessed. It will be more or less how they went crazy. Thread of broken sanity. We see a certain number of girls in their dark room, and they smelled some polo shirts, others boxers, others different clothes, and the light illuminated, and what was shown in their room were photos of Izuku Midorilla, others in the shower, training, eating and even sleeping. It scared me now. And what happened to fall in love like the boy has a girlfriend, or he doesn't talk to them? No. And not. The reason is that he loved them and they said no, and they realized, as the saying goes, someone doesn't know what they have until they lose it. But a person would say, if you love him, let him go. But what happens if that person walks away from you and doesn't talk to you anymore? And even worse, if he doesn't love you anymore, is that normal, right? No, for them it was the worst mistake of their life, and what they did was try to get him back by force, no matter what methods are necessary. Madness unleashes. Narrates Izuku. Today I felt good because I would tell my feelings to Ochako, and I hope she accepts me. I hope she loves me, not like my sad attempt in elementary school. No, Izuku, don't think about that, but I'm afraid that I'll find myself. No, Izuku, don't think about that, you've already left her behind. Okay, I better get ready. I want to look good. I hope she accepts me. Normal narrator. Izuku changed into the best clothes he had and put on perfume. Everything was ready, and he bought a bouquet of white roses for this occasion. When he arrived, he saw Uraraka sitting and approached her to speak clearly, with obvious nerves. Izuku, Uraraka nervous. Uraraka, yes, Deku, come. Izuku, Uraraka whispered, do you want to be my girlfriend? Uraraka, what? I didn't hear you well, could you repeat it for me? Izuku, do you want to be my girlfriend, while giving her the bouquet of flowers. Uraraka, Deku-kun, I'm sorry, but I like Lita-kun and I didn't want to give you false hopes, I'm sorry. Izuku cried silently, if there is no problem I better go. Izuku left with the OFA at maximum speed and cried. Izuku, silly, how did I confuse kindness with love? It would be better to give him his space. I don't want to bother him, but why does it hurt so much? While he cried harder and felt a pain in his heart. A few weeks passed after what happened, and Izuku was depressed, and because of the script, he started hanging out with Momo and they became good friends, and usually Izuku always went to his room to read books because they both liked several things, until that day he came to know that Izuku was once again a fallen soldier. Momo, Izuku, do you like someone? Izuku, yes. Momo, could you tell me who he is? Izuku, Momo-chan, would you like to be my girlfriend? Momo, Izuku, you surprised me, but I like Todoroki-kun. The best thing would be for you to leave. Izuku sadly left his room, and this was repeated with Mina, Tsuyu, Mei, because she doesn't have time for that. Eri, who saw him as her father. Eri is 2 years younger than Izuku, Jiro, Toru, Kendo, Ibara, Nijire, Kami, and very surprised Toga, and some teachers' surprise. And how did it happen? How did they realize their mistake? And how simple? Uraraka confessed his love to Lita, and what happened was that they were dating. But Uraraka was not bothered or happy. It was a feeling of emptiness, and she missed Deku-kun, and they ended well, and he looked for him, but he avoided her, and she spied on him, according to her, protecting what is hers. But she saw how he fell in love with another, and again, being uglier. Momo, she declared her love for Todoroki, and their relationship was cold when she complained to him. He told her a word that hurt her. Todoroki, I agreed to be your boyfriend out of pity. Momo, she broke down, and remembered a green-haired boy who encouraged her, and she wanted to get him back, but he was with Mina, and she also saw how they broke her heart again, and decided to take care of him. Of course, he was moving away from her. Mina and Tsuyu became girlfriends of the perverts Mineta and Kaminari, and what did they do? They saw other women on the street, and they broke up because it didn't work out, and they sought comfort in Izuku, but he moved away from them, and they saw every girl who left him. Each girl was somewhat similar, only with different partners, and little by little their thread of sanity broke more, but because they simply saw a hitch who wanted to conquer their Izuku, and so it was until they all spied on him secretly until they heard something that made them lose their sanity. Izuku cried and laughed, ha ha ha, how naive I was. They were right. No one will ever love me as I am a friendly, naive, innocent boy. It seems that I am not a good partner, but I will not be discouraged. I will not look for love. Rather, even if they are happy with another, I will be happy. It is what a friend would do. If I were only their friend, I will never fall in love. When they hear that I'm just friends, I'll tell them that he will never love me again. There is no hope until they get an idea. If he doesn't want to love me, I will force him to do it while they laugh in their heads. Unknown place. Bakugo, they're coming back. I have to tell Izuku. Damn it, tell me not to look for him. I broke my friendship so he would get away from me and her. But what am I going to do now? Our act won't work anymore. No, I hope you're okay, Izuku. Who is Bakugo talking about? Protect him from who or who? Fragmented Memories. Narrated by Bakugo. I remember my best friend Deku. I used to call him that because he was stupid, but we always supported each other. But he met my twin sister Katsumi, and she fell in love with him. I introduced them. They met and became a nice couple, and what happened was the same as me. Overprotective, she harassed him all the time. She didn't like him to hang out with anyone. She hid him and he couldn't do anything. He put up with her out of love. I begged him to leave her. His answer was always the same. Bakugo, friend, leave her. It's for your own good. Izuku, I love her and she loves me. I know that sooner or later she will change. After all, I deserve it, right? Bakugo, friend, realize what happens if she gets bored. What will you feel? Leave her. Izuku, you're very hysterical. I better go. That day I would have hit him until he understood, but no, I left, and after a year he became disinterested, and what happened? He felt alone and stopped talking. Even when they hit him, he did nothing. I always defended him, and what happened when I left him? He walked away and joined his sister Izumi. They got so close, I saw them happy, and I told him it didn't matter if they were siblings. I supported him, and what happened with my sister? She thought that Izuku would always be behind her, but she was not wrong. She became obsessed. Her crazy love was getting worse. I was scared. I tried to talk to her, but it was not what I expected. Katsumi's quarter. Bakugo, let Izuku be happy even if it's incest. Katsumi, you also oppose my love. Bakugo, it's not love, it's obsession. Katsumi, silence. Okay, now I ask you, are you with me or against me? Bakugo, I'm not Izuku for you to threaten me. I left that day, but I didn't stay. If I stayed, I would have seen in his closet plans to kill Izumi and stay with Izuku, and various things of Izuku and photos. I was thinking how to help him, and I couldn't until I saw Izumi kissing another older boy. I took a picture and showed it to him. His face made me sad. His look no longer had shine, and he confronted him, and she cried, begging that it was a lie. Of course I supported him, and showed him the photo from yesterday. She saw me and wanted to attack me with her pyrokinesis quirk, but he defended me and burned herself. She asked for forgiveness, but he simply left, and I accompanied him. From that moment, he became cold, and the only thing I hear about Izumi was he became the same as my sister. It seems that someone valued something when they lose it. How funny, not very funny, but that drove them crazy. They harassed him. My sister's room was full of photos of him and many of Izumi with X's on their eyes and vice versa. Until the accident happened, they were about to run me over. I would die. I saw my life flashed before my eyes, and when I thought I would die, he saved me in exchange for his life. And what happened? He was saved. I cried with joy, but my mother and Izuku's mother thought the same thing, to keep their daughters away from Izuku. But what happened? He woke up, but he didn't know anyone. He only remembered me, not his mother or sister, anyone. He became shy. They would take advantage of that and stay with him, but they didn't count that our mothers knew about it, and they took them away with the excuse of a scholarship and sent them, but they came back. I stayed away from him so he wouldn't remember anything. Now he will remember everything because of that rejection of my classmates, and I watched them, and they also went crazy. Even the teachers went crazy except Midnight Sensei, but it's a matter of time now. I don't know how to fix it. If he remembers everything, he will hit me for not telling him, and then we will be friends. He will be colder. I don't know what I will do. sisters in memory. We see in Izuku as always supporting everyone, even the girls. Of course, he told them that he understood that they didn't feel anything and that he would never confuse things again. They would declare their love to him, but he got ahead of them, and that increased their madness even more. Bakugo, stupid, he only attracts crazy people. The only good thing is that he got Kami out of me. I didn't like her and I went out with her out of pity. Now it will be worse. What do I do? How will I help Izuku? I wish he was okay. He had ideas. Ha ha ha. How stupid he thinks. Hey dear brother, we're back. Bakugo, or not surprised, well I have a problem. 2 yes. Bakugo, well now I have 2 problems. / 2, and we decided to share. Bakugo, well I have 3 problems. How is my Anata? Bakugo, well I have a lot of problems. Hello. Tell me how my Anata is. Bakugo, crazy, how many times did I tell you it's not yours? And since he belongs to me, well now he belongs to both of us. Bakugo, I thought they hated each other. Yes, we almost killed each other several times, but we realized that it was better to share it, and tell me he recovered his memories. Bakugo, no Katsumi, he didn't even regain memory of you Izumi, and I hope it stays that way. Izumi, how good, we can still make it ours. Bakugo, whisper good luck with that. Katsumi, what luck did he deceive us? Bakugo, he doesn't deceive anyone, but more than one wants him. Izumi, tell me what happened. Bakugo, even if I'm dead, I'm not a traitor like certain people. Katsumi, I'll find out sooner or later, let's unpack. Izumi, okay. They left and Bakugo trembled. What would he do now was worse, he had 2 more crazy women. Bakugo, I curse you Deku, how the hell you attract pure crazy people. Now what do I do, or wait for them to kill each other? Time skip academy. Everything was normal, they were talking while Aizawa arrived, but Izuku felt uncomfortable because all the girls were talking to him and hugging him very close. He felt his breasts, and they were red until Aizawa entered. Aizawa, sit down. Today we have 2 new classmates who entered a very good academy on the recommendation of the United States. Lita, Aizawa-sensei, why did you come to this academy if you studied in another country? Aizawa, according to what I was told, it is because of the family. In fact, 2 of his brothers are here. 02? Aizawa, yes, present of. Then 2 girls appeared who were the exact female copies of their classmates Izuku and Bakugo. Izumi, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Izumi Midoriya and I am Izuku's sister. Katsumi, hi, my name is Katsumi Bakugo and I am the sister of that airhead. Aizawa, questions. Uraraka, why did they come back if they studied abroad? K/I, for our family and a special person. Izuku, 1-chan and Katsumi-chan, hello, how long? K/I, Izuku-kun. Aizawa, I see that you get along well, okay, your brothers will help you on your journey, okay. Katsumi, don't bother that idiot, Izuku alone will be fine. Bakugo, but… Katsumi, you're cold, what did I say? Bakugo, nothing, damn. Everyone was silent. Perhaps Bakugo's explosive fell silent? Aizawa, okay, sit down, let's start class. Everything was normal until the break came and everyone went out except the women. Uraraka, come on, Deku-kun, let's have lunch together. Momo, don't come with me. Izuku, I'm sorry but I have to show the academy to my sister and friend. Girls, okay, they are family. I don't think they can be together, but I don't like that girl. Izuku showed the 2 girls around the place until he was cornered in the bathroom by the 2. Izuku, nervous W. T.ha, T.R.U. doing? Both, nothing, we just claim what is ours. Izuku, our. Katsumi, yes, even if you don't know it, you are ours, you belong to us. Izumi, yes, and we want to mark our own. Izuku was afraid of what they would do to him until several girls arrived and stopped them. Kendo, what do they do to Izuku? Katsumi, nothing that interests you extra. Tsuyu, they shouldn't do that. Izumi, don't be a jerk, he's my brother, I decide what's best for him. Uraraka, Izuku decides who you go with. They argued but realized that Izuku was not there. We see a Bakugo running with an Izuku dragged behind him until they stopped. Izuku, what are you doing, Kaken? Bakugo, it's not obvious I'm helping you. Izuku, helping me? Bakugo, I took you out of that place full of crazy people. Izuku, how crazy? Bakugo, forget what I said, let's go to class. The two went to their class since they were missing classes. Katsumi, where did you go, Deku? Izuku, Kaken dragged me out of there. Girls, okay. Bakugo swallowed hard, hoping he wouldn't get hit too much. After that, everyone went to class except Bakugo, who received a beating and threats, and they went home. Bakugo, old lady. Mitsuki, what do you want, brat? Katsumi, seriously, we should talk about the two of them. Mitsuki, seriously, I understand you. We will meet Inko in half an hour at the park. Bakugo, okay. Time skip. In the park there were 3 people talking. Inko, what did you discover? Bakugo, they're still just as crazy. Mitsuki, pushing them away didn't work, what do we do now? Bakugo, there's something else. Inko, what? Bakugo, Izuku may regain his memories. Inko, worried why? Bakugo told them everything. Mitsuki, damn, now we have more crazy people behind him. Bakugo, I know, I was thinking of a solution. Inko, did you think of something? Bakugo, nothing else. Izumi and Katsumi now teamed up to get Izuku. Mitsuki, that brat, what are we going to do now? They got together and there are a lot of crazy people after them. Do you think they are capable of killing each other? Bakugo, they would definitely kill each other. I checked. The only one who isn't crazy yet is Midnight, but it's a matter of type. I think one more rejection will be the straw that breaks the camel's back, but there are no more girls that I know. I hope so. Inko, I hope so. It would be sad if he remembered that he hated him for being a quirk. Mitsuki, you are not the only one who regrets her decisions. If she remembers, she will hate us. Bakugo, I hope he doesn't remember. I hope he stays like this, and the cold and emotionless Izuku returns. What will they do? As father and daughter. Ages. Izuku 16. Girls 15-16. Eri 14. Izuku got up to do his typical routine and was getting ready because today he was going to visit Eri. Of course, he declared his love for her but told her that he only saw her as a father and that they friend-zoned him again. Of course, when all the rejections happened, he said that they would be like father and daughter. Of course, he didn't understand why she started to cry and have a dead look, but they were things of little importance. Department of Eri. Izuku knocked on the door, and a girl almost his age opened the door. She had white hair and a little horn. It was Eri. Izuku, hello Sochi. Eri, hello Izuku. Izuku, I told you that you can call me Ota-san, and we're like father and daughter, right? Eri, said yes, only father and daughter. Izuku, if today I was thinking about going to the fair, you know, a father and daughter moment you say. It hurt Eri to hear that he no longer considers her a woman but his daughter, but this was her chance to take him to romantic places and make him fall in love again. That would happen if not. Izuku, and I also brought Mirio, do you remember him? Mirio, hello little one, how long? Eri cursed him internally and simply greeted him with a very angelic smile, but her aura was scary and her eyes killed if Mirio was scared by that girl he protected a long time ago. Eri, hello Mirio-san. Mirio, shaking hello Eri-chan, I'm going ahead, okay Izuku. Izuku, confused, okay Mirio, you queue for the roller coaster, okay. Mirio, okay. Mirio left like a soul chased by the devil and Izuku was confused by that strange behavior. Izuku, how are we progressing in Sochi? Eri, okay. They walked to the fair talking about their daily lives. Of course, when he mentioned that he helped his classmates, she got jealous, and Izuku thought it was daughter jealousy. Izuku, why are you jealous, Sochi? Eri, annoyed they don't deserve you. Izuku, hey, I understand. Eri, he realized my feelings because of money. Izuku, don't worry, I'll get you a good mother, although I doubt they'll be them. I've thought about talking to random girls like Tinder. In fact, Mirio helped me make an account. Look. Izuku, look, this is my cover, and if you press it, it shows you these photos. Izuku, although this one makes me feel sorry for Mirio, he made me do this pose, slides the photo. Eri, how can you be so hexy and muscular, and at the same time so tender and innocent, while blood came out of his nose? Izuku, Sochi, are you okay? Eri, yes, why not be? Izuku, you're bleeding from your nose and you're red. Eri, it must be the heat if that's it. Izuku, okay. Izuku gave him paper so he wouldn't literally bleed to death. He looked like Master Rashi XD. The whole afternoon passed normally playing games and Mirio a little distant because of the instinct that Eri emitted. Even though thanks to her he recovered his quirk, he did not know why he acted like that. Time skip night. Izuku and Eri were walking because Mirio separated from them a while ago, and they were talking about their tastes and other things until Eri wanted to know something. Eri, any Izuku, you are in love with someone? Izuku, no, I had good luck in love to say that everyone rejected me, ha ha ha, that's why I'm determined to find someone, that's why I'm into this Tinder thing, plus remember my classmates. Eri, yes. Izuku, they're setting me up on blind dates, you know, where you meet random people and go on a date where you can bond and fall in love. Eri, I understand now. Izuku, sorry, I said something that upset you. Eri, no, just that I don't like to talk about those topics, you know, I'm still little and that's it. Izuku, but your question. Eri, I said leave the topic. Izuku, okay, and tell me, did you get friends at your school? Eri, speaking of which, I finished school and it seems that I am what they call gifted, but not that much. Izuku, how so? Eri, it was a surprise, but I will join the UA in your course. Izuku, great. Eri, yes, they offered me something better, but I wanted to be with you. Izuku, what a good Sochi. Eri, just hearing the last thing made her angry, but she wouldn't show it since she would be closer to Izuku. Everything would be normal, and Izuku left her in her apartment, and left without saying goodbye. Izuku, okay, I'm leaving now. Eri, wait, in a few days I'm going to UA and I wanted to know if you could help me pack. Izuku, okay, normal when? Eri, Tuesday, okay, since today is Sunday, Tuesday would be fine. Izuku, okay, it will be Tuesday then. Time skip Tuesday. Izuku was about to leave, but Aizawa stopped them. Aizawa, boys, I wanted to tell you that the big three will come on Friday to practice. Class, okay. Izuku, how strange, Mirio didn't tell me anything, it was probably a surprise. Place? Have you already done what I asked you? Mirio, trembling, yes, but don't hurt me anymore. Mirio was all dirty and there were bruises. As long as you help me get what's mine. Mirio, but Izuku is not an object. The unknown person just showed a lever, making him shut up. If we understand each other like this. Mirio, I would leave if I didn't have this anti-quirk necklace. What day did you tell him? Mirio, Friday. Well, I'll ask her out that day. Mirio, why are you doing this, Nijire? Nijire, I already told you to get back what's mine and you will help me. Mirio, this is the last time I help you, do you understand? Nijire, who decided it? Mirio, me, and that's it. Besides, I and the others will help him to be happy, far from you crazy people. Nijire, I'll let you go, I enjoyed working with you, Mirio, but I don't want a word, do you understand, or else? She moved the lever, making him tremble. Mirio, I won't say anything, but I will never help you again. Nijire, we'll see, Mirio. And how did this happen? Flashback. After walking away from Izuku and Eri, he was happily walking home until he felt a sharp blow to the back of his neck. Mirio, curse. Place? Mirio woke up and realized he was tied to a chair and had an anti-quirk collar on. Mirio, help. Silence, Mirio, I don't want to silence you. Mirio, that voice, Nijire? Nijire, looks like you found me out. Mirio, in shock, why? Nijire, I needed your help for something. Mirio, annoyed, and that's why you kidnapped me. Nijire, more or less it is that if the pediatrician would surely deny it to you. Mirio, if it's Izuku, I told you that I wouldn't help you. He has already suffered a lot because of you, and I will take care of him, along with his friends, to make sure that he is happy without you. Nijire, if you see, that's why I brought you. I asked you nicely, and you know my patience has a limit, and you reached it. She approached with a crowbar in her hand. Mirio, don't do something crazy, Nijire, you might regret it later. Nijire, I do it for love, what more reason do I need? After half an hour of screaming. Nijire, tell me, will you help me? Mirio, all beaten and bleeding, spat in his face. Mirio, rot you crazy. Nijire, yes, crazy, but with love, let's see how long you last, Mirio. If Mirio barely endured 2 days of pure beatings and finally gave in, and called Aizawa with the excuse of seeing if his quirk works well. End flashback. UA Place. Izuku, because I feel that Mirio is in danger, it must be nothing. Izuku continued walking to his dorm to change, but several girls stopped him. Momo, any Izuku, tell me, wouldn't you like to go to the movies? Uraraka, no, Deku-kun, you will go with me to buy clothes, right? Kami, no, he will help me buy clothes, isn't that right? Tsuyu, how did you get here, Karo? Kami, movie magic. And all the girls argued until a big fuss was formed, even the teachers ended up fighting. Izuku, stop. Girls, he? Izuku, I'm sorry, but today I'm going to help Eri with her things because she's going to enter the UA. I can't go with you. Momo, don't worry, I'll help you. Mina, if she goes, I'll go too. Ryoko, I could help them too. And so all the girls offered to help him. After all, how many things could a girl have? Time skip. Department of Eri. There was a knock on the door, and a smiling Eri came out, but that smile disappeared when she saw the others and she simply asked, Eri, what are they doing here? Izuku, they offered to help, too, the more the better, right? Eri let them in and they were surprised that a girl had so much. Her bed was huge, and what to say about her clothes and shoes. My goodness, what a pain. Izuku, this will be more tiring than I expected. Girls, yes. Moving an appointment. Everyone was working. While Izuku was working hard, the girls were watching him as he moved his arms, and more so when he crouched down they saw directly his rear, while Izuku felt that they were watching him, and if he turned around there was no one. Only his classmates doing their thing, and he decided to ignore that feeling. When they finished, everyone was sweating and Izuku took off his shirt, making everyone bleed. I'm not Uraraka, they're all of them, and the girls who went with him because they had nothing to do were Momo, Jairu, Kendo, Uraraka, Ryuko. Yes, I'll leave it in the friend zone, apart from the fact that she's a teacher with Rumi, or as they know her as her hero name, Mirko, Tsuyu, and those are all the others. They had better things to do or already had plans. Without exception, they all took a photo of him without him noticing. After that, they took Eri's things to the UA dormitories. They tamed themselves more, and luckily for the girls, they managed to see Izuku again without a shirt and all sweaty because they could see him normal but not in such a hexy pose according to them, and better yet sweating wet fetishes. After unpacking, Izuku went to sleep because it was already 8 p.m. and he was tired. Place? Mirio entered what looked like a room and saw several hooded people. Bakugo, you took too long, and why are you beaten up? Mirio, you see. Mirio told them everything that happened with Nijire. Tamaki, I'm sorry I'm not there to help you, friend. Mirio, don't worry. Bakugo, it was already strange to me that they were going to our class again, and tell me, Kirishima, how we are doing with the date matter. Kirishima, okay Bakubro, we got a date with a girl from abroad. She looked at Izubro's photos and thinks he's cute. Bakugo, well, we should prevent them from finding out what time the date is. Kirishima, yes, it's Saturday at 2 p.m. Bakugo, well, I hope there are no more problems. Mirio, I don't think it will be possible. Bakugo, why do you say that? Mirio, Nijire will ask you out on Friday and she will probably ask you out on Saturday or Sunday at 50/50. Bakugo, let fate decide. Let's go for that date. And you might wonder why there are several people arguing over Izuku's dates. Well, the boys simply realized their obsession, and not only that, when they told them that it wasn't healthy, they hit them or threatened them, and they were desperate about their situation until Bakugo gathered them, and they all said who was threatening or hitting them, and they all agreed, and it was Izuku should be happy and they shouldn't have him because who knows what they would do to him. What good friends, V. After discussing the place and time, they planned everything perfectly. But in every plan there is a flaw, and it was the author. After that came Wednesday, where the big three showed up, and what happened was, well, Nijire asked him out on that day. Saturday, yes, on Saturday everything was fine, saying that it was a friend's outing, making Nijire's heart hurt, and want to claim that she was his wife, but he calmed down, and Izuku was in his room until Kirishima pulled him into a dark room. Izuku, who they are and what they want. Izuku got into a combat stance. Bakugo, calm down Izuku. Izuku, Kaken no, who are you? Bakugo, of course it's me, Shiny. Izuku, now I believe you. Ugh, I got scared. Why did they call me? Lita, you see Izuku, remember that we created Tinder for you? Izuku, yes. Kirishima, you have a date. Izuku, great, what day is it? Kirishima, that's the problem. Izuku, why? Lita, it's tomorrow at 2. Izuku, but I have a friend's outing with Nijire that day. Kirishima, postpone it. Izuku, how do I do that? Bakugo, tell him you have something to do, like visiting your mother, or that you have a date, and that's it. Izuku, it sounds easy, let's go, but I want you to come with me. Izuku headed to Nijire's house with his friends when he knocked on the door, and a very exhausted Nijire opened the door. Nijire, oh Izuku-kun, what do you want to do? Come and see me. Izuku, you see Nijire-senpai, something came up and I would like to postpone our friend's outing until Sunday. At that moment Nijire was static, and she was sad but above all furious. Nijire, annoyed, it's probably because of a hitch, right? Izuku, surprised, I don't know what you mean, but I won't go out with any hitch. In fact, she's a very nice person according to what they told me, although I don't know her. It's just that I got into this Tinder thing and they gave me a great date, right? Nijire simply had her hair rise and her quirks seemed to be evolving because she was angry, but she stopped when she saw a cloud of smoke where Izuku used to be because he left because of fear. Well, they took him away. Izuku was shaking with fear and his friends took him away. Time skip. And Izuku was changing for his date. When he went out to the dining room, everyone looked at him surprised, but more so the girls, with the thought that he would declare his love to me, and he was about to leave. Mina, jealous Izuku, and tell me where you are dressed like that. Izuku, the guys got me a date on what is it called? Tinder. Yes, Tinder. All the girls expelled an aura of death but waited for Izuku to leave. Mina, well, we'll talk later. Kirishima, very tender smile. Jiru, Kaminari, I think he doesn't learn, but later I will teach you not to get involved in matters that are not yours. And so each girl threatened each boy, or sometimes two, even Izumi and Katsumi were threatening Bakugo. Girls, okay, I'll go follow my bunny. Girls, what do you mean, your bunny? The girls started arguing and went off to spy on Izuku and possibly kill someone. With the boys. Lita, according to what you told us, if they reject him, he won't get his memories back. Bakugo, no, because they will barely know each other unless they become a couple and she is unfaithful and he sees them, but what are the chances? Right? New love and awakening. Izuku arrived at the park and saw a pretty woman in front of his eyes. According to his words, she was very beautiful. They greeted each other and introduced themselves. Her name was Suki Uchiha and her quirk was Sharingan, a very powerful quirk according to Izuku. They got along well and went on a very nice date under the very jealous gaze of girls who would kill her to get close to their thing. After their date they got to know each other a lot, getting to meet their parents. Of course they got along great, and even more so Inko for her son, because that way she would make sure that his serious side would not return, and they became a couple. The men congratulated him with pain because the girls tortured them, and much less to say his sister. Every minute she spoke badly about her or grabbed her cell phone to insult her. Of course they realized and ignored her. Everything was rosy, but as they say, the strongest oak tree will one day fall. And if and how it happened then. Narrates Izuku. Today I woke up happy. I'd been with Suki-chan for a month. She's the perfect woman, but I've noticed her a little abrupt this week and I don't know why, but today I decided to look for her at her school because her older brother Itachi Uchiha told me where she was. With a smile, we consider each other brothers, but I see him a little sad and he tells me, "Remember, he will always be there for you and it doesn't matter, we will always be brothers." That reminded me of when Fuyumi, Todoroki's sister, left me as just friends, but I don't see her anymore. According to Todoroki, who trembles when he talks about her, he says he wants me to visit her, although I'm a little busy and I couldn't. But changing the subject, today I bought a necklace. I was walking happily looking for Suki in the classrooms, but something broke me. Normal narrator. Izuku entered Suki's classroom but didn't see anything. He asked his classmates if they saw her, but they said she went to the infirmary with a boy. He happily went to the infirmary, but when he opened the door, he found something that he had never imagined in his nightmares. If Suki was having hex with a man, cough, whistle, cough, short cough, and contempt, cough, the cough, Izakanda, cough, sorry, the cough. Izuku was crying and they didn't even notice until he spoke with an emotionless voice while his eyes were covered by his hair and tears came out. Izuku, hello, how are you? At those words the young man left there, scared by Izuku's presence and fear of being discovered, and Suki remained still and began to cry. Suki, it's not what it seems. Izuku, am I confused and I didn't see you bucking that young man, or did I? Suki remained silent. Izuku, your silence confirms it to me. Even though I told you about my life and how much I suffered, you do this to me. Suki, sorry, can we try again if... Izuku, tell me how much time is passing. Suki stays quiet. Izuku, tell me, damn it. Izuku and Kurila yelled at her with great anger, and a crying Suki responded. Suki, 1 week. Izuku, I assumed it, and what does it matter? I'm already used to having my heart broken, and take it. Izuku gave her the gift that was planned to surprise her. Suki, Izuku, this means you forgive me? She excitedly asked a stupid question. Izuku, no, that would just bring back bad memories and I don't want to remember a hitch like you. Those cold words hurt Suki a lot because her supposed love was insulting her. Suki, but... Izuku, no buts, and I hope we never see each other. I don't wish you bad or good, so see you never, Uchiha-san. Izuku left while Suki was left crying as her sanity was fragmenting, and she awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan and stood still as the rain began sadly for the green hair, and the calm rain turned into a storm. As he walked while a torrential rain lashed people running to take shelter while he remained crouched at the same time, tears mixed with the rain, he reached a park lying down on a tree and fell into unconsciousness due to all the emotional pain he suffered. Mental space. Izuku was looking at a great darkness, and saw a small Izuku who looked at him expressionlessly. Little Izuku, so we fell again, huh? Izuku, who are you? Izuku, I'm your good, what you really are. Izuku, I don't understand. Izuku, just watch. Izuku didn't understand, but all the darkness became a hospital, and he saw himself as a child, how they told him he was Quirkless, and from there he knew nothing, but he began to see how his mother beat him with his sister, and how Izumi became obsessed with him, hitting him for getting together with any woman, and his relationship with Katsumi, and then that of Izumi, how he was mistreated by everyone, and how he was before, and when the accident happened everything went black again, showing the Izuku. Izuku, and tell me what you decide. Izuku, cold, we must become one again. Izuku, well, I hope we achieve happiness. Izuku, me too, time to wake up. Out of Izuku's subconscious. Izuku began to be covered by black matter that changed his clothes and a little his appearance. From now on he will speak coldly to everyone. Izuku got up and saw that he was in a park and on the way to UA, where everyone greeted him, and he simply nodded and passed them by. That worried them, but more the boys who knew what was happening. Izuku was asleep until he was woken up and saw all the boys in his room. Izuku, what do you want, sir? Bakugo, worried Deku, what happened to you? Izuku, or nothing, Bakugo, I just remembered. Those words echoed in Bakugo's head as he cried with happiness and sadness. Happiness for recovering his friend and sadness for knowing what he would become again. Bakugo, of Izuku, you already know that, right? Izuku, if I already remember everything and I don't blame you for the accident and you know that, why would I do it again for my true friend? Bakugo hugged him crying. Izuku, come on guys, group hug. Izuku spoke with a small smile, cheering up his friends, and they hugged him and asked him why he came back, and he told them everything. Bakugo, damn it, I'll kill her, shiny. All the boys wanted to beat her up until Lita, who forgot her principles because of that. Izuku, calm down. Besides, I don't love her anymore, or not completely. I'll forget her soon. Meanwhile, I hope you keep the secret. They talked without knowing that the girls were listening and watching everything through a small camera. They were angry. That was not saying much. It was the sign of the iceberg that sank the Titanic. Their anger was so bad they would kill. But they decided to talk. Uraraka, it's useless for us to continue in absurd fights. That's why that hitch beat us. Momo, I hate to admit it, but it's true, but what do you suggest? Kendo Alliance. Girls, what? Kendo, we all fell in love with him, we would have more opportunities. Pony, but Izumi and Katsumi, I doubt them. According to what we know, it's better to keep them away. Both, hey, we are here. Kendo, yes, but they regret it, and I think they know a lot about him, and what they say. They all murmured and agreed, even the teachers who were there, even Midnight, who started her madness when she saw her ex-girlfriend kissing Izuku. Momo, well, from today Izuku will be ours and he will never suffer again. Girls, why torture the boys. It was already Saturday. Everyone woke up, but the girls were in a meeting to get their Izuku. Uraraka, what do we do? Izumi, simple, ask the boys for help. Nijire, they won't help us even if it costs them their lives. Katsumi, why? They just didn't suffer enough to talk. Momo, do you think you can break their spirits? Izumi, we will do it, friend, ha 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 ha. At that point everyone started laughing maniacally. Boys, I feel like I'm in danger. All the boys began to tremble with fear without knowing why. Time skip. All the boys except Izuku, who decided to stay, were talking about men's things and started joking around until they heard a scream in an alley. They went to see and found a lump. When they moved it, it was a doll with a very big smile that started laughing like crazy and released a gas that put everyone to sleep. Place? All the boys slowly woke up, seeing that they had anti-Quirk's necklaces and were in chains. Bakugo, where are we? Mirio was shaking with fear until Tamaki moved him. Tamaki, what's wrong with you? Mirio, shaking memories of Vietnam. Everyone didn't know what he was referring to until they remembered their conversation and their torture. They were scared for about half an hour until they saw all the girls bringing torture objects. Kirishima, Chi, Sheik, girls, what are those things for? Mina, I don't know, my friend, maybe it's so they can help us, and it's just a small incentive for them to cooperate. Bakugo, I will never help some crazy shiny. Katsumi, we'll see that soon, little brother. Bakugo, you're crazy, I will never help someone who hurt my brother. Katsumi, we'll see how long that spirit lasts. Each girl took a few boys or more. How Kendo took away a Monoma who asked all the gods to save him. Another case was that Jiraiya took the two perverts because he wanted to get even with someone a long time ago. An example would be Bakugo screaming like crazy. Time skip. All the boys are seen in a corner while they trembled and looked in fear at their kidnappers. Katsumi, they already thought better of it. The boys trembled, but the first to give in was Mineta. Mineta, I will help them, but no more. Mineta, in a deplorable state, spoke because Jiraiya upset him that he would never be a pervert again. Author, even I was surprised. Then little by little everyone gave in, only Bakugo was missing. Bakugo, I accept, gulp, I accept. Boys, serious, but if you break his heart we will tell him everything you did and you will never have a chance with him again. Girls, we accept. Time skip. UA place. Izuku, guys, what happened to you? You're all beaten up. Kirishima, well, we did men's things, yes, men's things. Mineta, we'll talk later. I have to read the Bible. Everyone was surprised at those words. All, what did they do to make him be like this? Time skip. Today was Monday, a wonderful day for everyone and especially for the girls who had in mind to put their plan into action. Recess. The students went out for their break, but all the girls interested in the chestnut approached it to go out to eat. And the boys told him that they would do something and eat it. They. Uraraka, and tell me, Deku-kun, how are you? Izuku, okay. Izumi, brother, you hate me. Izuku, if it's because of my memory, I don't hate you, in fact, I thank you. Izumi, why? Izuku, if that wasn't what I am now. That depressed Izumi and Katsumi a little because they thought that because of them the kind boy became someone cold without emotions who would not hesitate to kill. Izuku, changing the subject, what they invited me to eat is surely something important. Momo, go, you'll see that, we wanted to invite you out. Izuku, with all of them? All, yes. Izuku, okay, I think I'll be busy on Sunday and Saturday. Nijire, jealous Izuku-kun, with whom? Izuku, I will train with all might. All off, that was it. Izuku, why? All nervous, nothing. Izuku, okay, recess is almost over. I'm heading to the classroom. Izuku left, and the girls stayed talking about things. Momo, well, now we have to find some really good outfits. Tsuyu, but it is necessary to use, lingerie. Uraraka, I don't like the idea, but if it's for him, it's fine. Mirko, they remind me why we do this. Kendo, so that when we drug Izuku-kun it will be easy. Viola, to show him our love. Pony, yes, my green friend will be my green boyfriend and he will ride me like horses in heat, he. Pony began to drool with her mind in the clouds, and Hasai each began to imagine Izuku in different scenarios. You and Skip Saturday. Today the girls went shopping while Izuku went to All Might's park. Izuku, All Might, we need to talk. Tashinori, why did you call me urgently? Izuku is about that. Tashinori, and what happened with that? Izuku, look at it better. Izuku began to manifest darkness and levitate a little. Izuku, I can use the powers of the previous ones. Tashinori was shocked because in order to use them according to his teacher you have to be totally balanced between yin and yang, being good and evil. After that they talked, and he imposed a training regimen on him to be able to master some of the powers he was able to manifest. Appointment. And Izuku can be seen waking up and putting on newer clothes. He saw that it was a boring time and went to the agreed place, which was a park. When she arrived she saw all her suitors and some teachers who she didn't understand what they were doing there. But a little further away were the boys watching everything to make sure everything would go well. Izuku, what are they doing here? Uraraka, you see, this is a girls' night out, and we wanted you to come so you could give your opinion on some things. Izuku, okay, then let's go. Izuku started walking, taking the girls to eat, then to the movies, and finally clothes. For Izuku it was torture to sit for more than 5 hours because they were all women, but what caused him the most total embarrassment was seeing the girls put on swimsuits that highlighted their bodies. Park. Izuku is seen eating ice cream with the girls, but a small blush was noticeable. Izuku, you are a pervert. Izuku, you must delete those images. Uraraka, what are you thinking about, Deku-kun? For some reason, Izuku got a chill because Uraraka spoke like a girlfriend who saw her boyfriend thinking about something else. Izuku, not at all. Momo, sure? Izuku, SSS. Mina, and why do you doubt? Izuku, is that it? Eri, what is that? Exactly. Izuku thinks, well, you see, I had a girlfriend. They all acted surprised to cover up. Tsuyu, oh, we didn't know that, Aizaku-in. They all nodded in sync. Izuku, you see, we started a nice relationship and I actually liked her, but she cheated on me. They all looked surprised, but if you look closely, There was hatred in those looks. We're sorry, we didn't know that, we didn't want to remind you. Izuku, no more than thanks. Mina, why? Izuku, for making me stop thinking about her. What a good lie that I still miss her. Uraraka, if you want you can cry on my shoulder. Uraraka quickly put her head in his chest, jealous of everyone who began to struggle, killing Izuku in a pleasurable way, who had his eyes in a spiral. Suyu, wait, we're killing him. At that everyone saw an Izuku with a red face and rolling eyes. Izuku, it's not that I mind dying like this, but why are they treating me like this? Momo, we don't understand. Izuku, I liked you before, but then when, you rejected me and didn't talk to me, what changed? Faced with such words, no one knew what to respond. Kendo, why we realized our mistake. Izuku, seriously, or the person they thought they loved never loved them, and they only see me as a consolation prize. Ibara, it's not that, Izuku-in. Izuku, then what is it? Nobody knew what to answer because it was partly true, but in reality they did love him. But a man's heart is broken. Every time it is broken, it is harder to break the next time until he feels nothing, and it is impossible to break him, and that was the sad reality. Although it seemed that he was fine, that was not true. Inside his heart was dark. Izuku looked at everyone who didn't know what to answer. Izuku, sad, I see that it is true. You only see me as a consolation prize. I warn you that I am not something that you can throw away and use again at will. Goodbye, heroines and aspirants. Izuku was walking away while the girls were crying. They didn't imagine that they had caused so much damage to that person they loved so much. Uraraka, crying, we ruined it. Momo, crying, I do not refuse to accept it. If he does not love us, we will force him. At that all the boys saw the place sadly. Bakugo, I see it's still the same. Katsumi, crying, what do you mean? Bakugo, his heart is very damaged, he is afraid of loving and suffering again, that is why he created a personality that pretends that everything is fine. Todoroki, but inside his soul is shattered and all he thinks about is being okay. The only thing he will do from now on is focus on his goal. Monoma, even though he hates Class A, it's true, his heart won't heal. He has so many wounds that it's impossible for him to heal without anyone's help. Kendo, but we can help you. Mineta, yes, but he doesn't want the help of someone who hurt him, and unfortunately we can't help in that sense. Nobody spoke, and the boys began to head to the UA thinking that they would leave Izuku alone so that he would not suffer, without knowing that their madness increased exponentially. Uraraka, whisper, I refuse. Momo, huh? Uraraka, I refuse. Tio lose the love of my life, and if I have Tio teach him Tio love myself, I will do it. If more women get in the way of my goal, I will kill them so that he will be only mine. The girls started laughing softly, then that simple laugh turned into a real crazy one. The goal was to obtain Izuku's love at all costs. League of Villains. It was night and the girls were in Momo's room because he was the oldest, planning what to do to make Izuku love them again. Uraraka, any ideas? Katsumi, we kidnap him, grape him, then he leaves us pregnant, and he won't be able to leave us because of his children. Izumi, good idea. But you forgot that now he will defend himself and he is capable of knocking us out and getting us expelled and not being near him anymore. Katsumi, damn it, my plan was perfect? Katsumi started throwing explosions while cursing, and everyone looked at her with beads of sweat on the back of her neck. At that a portal opens and shows 3 people coming out of it. One was Toga, the other was Kuroka Kurojiri Femme. And the last to leave was Shinomiya Shigaraki Femme. Shinomiya, hello applicants. Izumi, what do you want, villain? Shinomiya, nothing but a delicious broccoli to eat. The girls understood the reference and activated their quirks dangerously. Uraraka's hair began to rise and her pupils began to dilate as they formed a crazy look. Uraraka, what makes you think we'll give it to you so easily? Kuroka, nothing, we just offer you that all of you would go to us. Mirko, we would never join villains. Toga, who said to join the villains? No aspiring heroine understood. Shinomiya, Verna, we want the same as you, and we know that all for one could kill him for being the successor of his gift. Momo, what gift are you talking about? At that they began to explain Izuku's gift to him. Shinomiya, that's why I offer you something better. Tsuyu, speak fast, Karo. Shinomiya, you guys are going to the Hussycats camp, and at that time we kidnap one of you, to be more specific, to Katsuki. Katsumi, why my stupid brother? Shinomiya, easy, according to the idiot, sensei. He is the most likely to be a villain due to his character. Mijnith, and what do we gain? Kuroka, easy, you try to rescue him and the heroes will come, making it so that by chance All Might and All for One meet and fight to the death, leaving one of each side weakened. At that moment we kill the winner. The people become distressed for not having their symbol of peace, and I become the leader of the villains and obtain the sensei, Quirk. Ryukyu, who assures us that you will not betray us and you will take him. Shinomiya, I'm not that stupid, sooner or later he will escape from me, you know his ingenuity, that's why I need all of you, you know how he thinks, acts and his abilities, that's why I offer you this deal. Tell me, do you want Izuku-kun forever? After all, with All for One's Quirk I can extend life for many years. That old man has been alive for decades. Why can't all of us, including our broccoli, do it for us too? The heroines began to gather together and formed a circle, and from time to time they were seen. Mirko, okay, but we have to fix his plan. Shinomiya, it's perfect. Nijier, no, in fact, when they kill All Might, Aizawa will be on high alert, that's why we must also kill Gran Torino. Toga, what for? Momo, he is his master, that's why we must kill him. Eri, when he dies he will look for another teacher to improve, and the best option would be Mirko because she is a heroine who attacks at close range and uses her fists like Izuku. Shinomiya smiled widely, as did everyone else. Shinomiya, I think we'll get along very well. Heroines, I say the same thing. All he. They started laughing like very sweet people, then that laugh turned into that of a completely crazy person. In a room with a green-haired boy, he was shaking as if his instincts knew something was wrong. Plan. Everything happened like the anime. Bakugo was kidnapped and everyone was in a meeting room to figure out what to do. The first A class went to rescue him. With Bakugo. A Bakugo was tied up and couldn't see anything until Shinomiya removed the blindfold from his eyes. Shinomiya, hello Bakugo. Bakugo, take these handcuffs off me, damn strange. At that a screen lights up and shows All for One. All for One, hello young Bakugo. Bakugo, what do you want, damn extra? All for One, I offer you to join Ami, you would have power, fame, money. Bakugo, I won't accept it, you idiot. All for One, why? Bakugo, why I will be a hero even if everyone thinks badly, I will achieve my goal. Also a person will be in charge of hitting me until I return to them, and I wish to live. All for One, if that's what you decide, you'll see the symbol of peace die in the front row, ha 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 ha. At that the screen goes black. Shinomiya, so you are the proclaimed best friend of musical notes, Izuku in musical notes. Bakugo opened his eyes in shock as he recognized the tone of voice as he spoke of his friend, but he had to pretend. Bakugo, I'm his best friend, damn extra. Shinomiya, for me Mirio is more of a friend than you or Tenya Linda. Bakugo, lie proud, plus I'm his best friend and nobody denies it. Shinomiya, how arrogant you are. Shinomiya left and Bakugo was left there thinking how Izuku managed to make that villain fall in love with him. Bakugo, you attract crazy people. Time skip. Bakugo looked around looking for how to escape until an explosion made the chair where he was fall. At that all his classmates from Class 1A and 1B were there. Bakugo, they took too long, now free me you damn extra shiny. That left everyone with an anime-style drop. Izuku, they did something to you. Bakugo, nothing, but take care of yourself. Izuku, why? Bakugo, a feeling. Izuku, okay. Izuku released Bakugo and everyone started running away. With the heroes. A destroyed field could be seen as All Might fought All for One. The fight is the same as the anime. When you could see All for One lying there very badly injured, a portal opened showing Shinomiya, Kuroka, and Toga. All for One, help me, Shinomiya. Shinomiya slowly approached his sensei. Shinomiya, of course, sensei, I will help you. Shinomiya touches All for One's face with his hand. Shinomiya, I will free him from his suffering, ha ha ha. All for One, Kuroka, help me. Kuroka just started laughing with Toga, while everyone was in shock seeing how the number one villain died at the hands of his student. Shinomiya, thank you for your quirks, sensei, but I know you wanted to supplant them in my body, so I took it upon myself to eliminate that. All for One, bad, damn. With those last words, All for One's body disappeared and All Might was left stupefied. All Might, stop, there are villains, I will stop them. Kuroka, what makes you think that? Shinomiya, you were eliminated but now you have no quirk and I need a son-in-law. The word son-in-law left All Might confused, but he blushed when he remembered that he had a romantic relationship with Inko and began to think about Izuku. Time skip. A few days have passed since AFO's death, but they didn't take much importance, but the girls felt very strange. Location: home of Gran Torino. Gran Torino was asleep, but then instinctively he jumped up and saw where a knife was. Torino, get out of there. That's when Toga, Shinomiya, and Kuroka come out. Torino, what do they want? I'm not very valuable and I'm already old, what do they gain? Kuroka, easy, a free pass for my bunny to be closer. Torino didn't take long to think and realized that his target wasn't him but Izuku. Torino, I'm sorry but I must decline your invitation to die, besides I have an ace under my command. At that, Gran Torino's small body began to emanate the one for all, leaving the three villains surprised. Shinomiya, how? Torino, I saved this as a last option and I can only use it one last time. Torino started moving very fast, hitting without them realizing it. But then Kuroka opens a portal and they are transported to a forest. Turin, I thought they transported us to a place full of civilians, but apparently they don't want witnesses. Torino attacked again quickly but began to tire until he heard a very familiar voice. Mirko, leave me the rest, old man. Turin, how? Mirko, I trained near here and I heard a lot of noise, let me help you. Torino, thanks, I'll take care of Shinomiya and you take care of the other two. Torino unleashed one for all again, and when he was about to jump he saw the insane smile that Shinomiya was sending him, and he felt an immense pain in his stomach and turned around and saw Mirko with his fist buried in his stomach. Gran Torino spat blood and crashed into a tree. Torino, annoyed, what's wrong with you? Mirko, nothing, I just make a chance for my Izuku to come back to my side. Torino, Izuku told me about this, he confessed to you and many more but you rejected him and abandoned him. It seems like you went crazy just to get Izuku to give you some attention. Mirko, I'm crazy but in love with Gran Torino and I don't care about the method, it will be ours. Turin, ours? Torino then sees how several portals open showing almost all the women of the UA. Torino, I see that I lost, but I have to tell you something and listen very well. Love is earned by merit, and if you truly love, let it go. Momo, we will never let him go. If he doesn't love us, he can learn to love or not, girls. All the girls started laughing like psychopaths under Gran Torino's horrified gaze. Torino, I hope you are well, Izuku. With that last thought, Gran Torino died. The girls went to Gran Torino's home, repairing everything and healing his wound, making it look like he died naturally. Place? Mirko one step closer. Momo, to get what we want. Uraraka, his love forever. Shinomiya, until the world perishes. They all started laughing in a very crazy way. The plan is underway. All the heroes found out about Gran Torino's death and did not perform an autopsy because there were no traces of a fight or injuries. They declared him a natural death. One of the most affected was Izuku because he was his teacher. In the end, All Might convinced him to go with the heroine Mirko to learn how to fight and create, or learn a fighting style. Even though it still hurts him how she rejected and humiliated him, he had to put those feelings aside and concentrate on his goal, and that was to be the #1 hero. A few days passed for Izuku to carry out the duel, and today he would attend Mirio's agency. Of course, this year he had an agency and worked alone and at home. That made it uncomfortable because he would practically be in her house and would train there. It was very strange. But what surprised him the most was knowing that all his classmates wanted to learn how to fight hand to hand and would train with him. That made him even more uncomfortable because All Might informed him that all his students would sleep in his house that used to be small but was now very big. He was getting his things ready to go to his new home to train there. Bakugo, hey Izuku. Izuku, yes Kaken. Bakugo, take care. Izuku, why? Bakugo, a feeling, and don't forget to use a lock on your door and bathroom. Everywhere you go, carry a padlock. Izuku, don't be exaggerated, what could happen? Bakugo, my sister and yours will go too, and you know about their mental state. I still don't know how it's possible that they haven't tried to kill any of our classmates. Izuku, if you're right, I'll listen to you. See you soon, Kaken. Izuku grabbed his suitcase and started to walk away, and a Bakugo with a bad feeling watched him leave. Time skip. When he entered, he was surprised because the house had been small and homely before, but now it was very big for a large family. Izuku walked in and took off his shoes and noticed that there were a lot of people. He began to analyze his situation and realized that all the girls who rejected him were there, except for Toga, who rejected him, saying that she faked everything to try to get information out of him, and in the end she abandoned him. Izuku walked in and saw all his ex-suitors at a large table eating and talking quietly. Izuku, hello, nice to meet you. All, hello Izuku-san. Izuku, Mirko-san, where is my room? Mirko, with a little sadness that I called her Hasai, gave her some instructions, and Izuku left the room, leaving everyone there in a deathly silence. Mirko, and tell me, do you know how to make him love us without hesitation? Izumi, there's only one option. Katsumi, it's using Izuku's hitch ex-girlfriend. That made everyone start to emanate their quirks. Momo, why? Izumi, her quirk, even though Shinomiya can use mind control quirk, anything that comes from her the OFA will nullify it because she possesses it. The only way is to use a third party, and Shinso is not an option. Plus Izuku is very resistant to mind control. Tsuyu, the only solution is to use a third party with a powerful enough quirk, right? Katsumi, yes, and despite searching for a lot, the only thing we found is her. Her quirk is special, and from what we know she has already evolved it to its maximum. She is able to control the mind without the user realizing it. Kendo, and the best way to do it is for her to do it. Wouldn't it be better to kill her after she controls Izuku and we all win, or not? Pony, I think the same. Let her do her thing and we kill her, everyone wins. Izumi, that's the problem. If she dies, whatever she does will start to unravel. If we kill her, it won't do any good. Ryukyu, annoyed, what if we use his parents or a friend? He must have someone. He can't have Izuku after what he did. At that, a portal opens showing the 3 villains. Shinomiya, unfortunately this year is not an option. Toga, apparently he doesn't care about anyone. In fact, he almost killed his brother for trying to have more power. Mirko, what do you mean, more power? Kuroka, what happens is that their quirks are the same, and the best way to evolve is through suffering, and when you reach the top of the quirk, the only way to not lose control or sight is to have an eye transplant with the same quirks. May, and why don't we force your brother or parents to make us love each other? Kuroka, her parents died and her brother is very brave. He would even commit suicide so that Izuku would not suffer as a member of his family. Mirko, damn it. Shinomiya, I don't like the idea either, but it's the only solution. Mirko, okay, but if she hurts him again, I don't care about her quirk, I'll kill her. Shinomiya, you don't know how I would like to disintegrate her and hear her screams, but it's the only way. But if she betrays us, I will kill her. At that point, Kuroka opens a portal and the 3 villains leave, and after 15 minutes Izuku appears changed into training clothes. Izuku, what will we do first? Mirko, physical training in the pool. Izuku, why in the pool? Mirko, Nervous? Well, when you swim your whole body works and not just one part, that's why he. Izuku okay? I'm going to go change. Izuku went to change again. Uraraka, why did you say that? Mirko, I want to see his body so marked and. Mirko started to smoke out of her ears just like almost everyone else when she imagined Izuku without clothes. When Izuku came down, he yelled at them to react, and they went to change into bikinis. I had to admit that they were very hexy, and even more so when they wore very short ones. Izuku was about to get into the water until. Uraraka, Deku-kun, please put some sunscreen on me. Uraraka showed her a bronzer for her to put on. Izuku put it on but blushed when he unbuttoned the top suit, and then everyone saw that jealously while asking him to do the same with her. Location: Suki's school. Suki was talking to her friends, although her eyes were a bit dark, because if you look closely you could see a deep dark. Friend 1, Suki-chan, you're still dating that hottie Izuku. That phrase bothered Suki even though she didn't show it. Friend 2, of course not, or you forget what he did to her, and to be honest, I feel sorry for you for how you left that little guy, how I would have liked him to have me against the wall while he whispers my name in my ears and… Suki, we understand now. Friend 3, calm down, I just wanted to see your reaction, but what were you thinking when you did that? Suki, I just cried. I don't know what I was thinking, I thought that for our first time I needed experience. Friend 4, how would you feel if he had done the same thing? You would have liked it, and would forgive him? Suki just stayed quiet without saying anything. Friend 1, but seriously, since you broke up, I like him, can I not ask him out and take away his innocence? That phrase made Suki activate her eyes, scaring her friend. Friend 1, it was a joke. Then they all separated from the path, but Suki was really angry at what her first and second best friend said, and without thinking twice she took out a knife she had in her bag. Author, don't ask how that mother got there, I don't even know why. Suki left, and when she saw her friend entering an alley she followed her and stabbed her in the leg. Friend 1, who's there? She didn't see anything until she heard some footsteps and saw Suki with dead eyes and a knife in her hand covered in blood. Friend 1, Suki, help me. She saw well and she looked at her with a desire to kill, and she began to move away by instinct. Friend 1, why? Suki, you want to take what's mine from me. Friend 1, cries, I was just joking. Sniff, I just wanted to bother you. Suki, well, I didn't find it funny. Suki in a quick movement put the knife to his throat and made a clean cut, then stuck her tongue out through that cut and left. Then Suki saw some big men and paid them to grape and kill her second friend. Suki, let's see if you want the innocence of my property so much, you damn whore. As she said, the thugs graped her, and in the end they graped her. Suki walked calmly to her house with a smile until she saw a portal opening in front of her. That's when the three villains come out. Suki, what do you want? Shinomiya, easy, I want your help in something. Suki, what did you win? Toga, to an exquisite broccoli. At that Suki's smile widened, showing one equal to or worse than Toga's. Suki, where do I sign? Shinomiya explained his plan to him. Suki, fine, but we need my brother's body. Kuroka, why? Suki, when I use my eyes I will slowly lose my sight, so I need your eyes so I don't go blind. Shinomiya, okay. Suki went to her room and saw her older brother cooking some eggs and told him to sit down. Suki, Itachi-san, I need your eyes. Itachi, stop. Suki, so as not to lose my sight due to excessive use of my MS. Itachi, for what purpose? Suki, I already told you. Itachi, I won't give them to you. I know you'll try to control Izuku. Suki, but he belongs to me. Itachi, annoyed. Oh, here the discussion ends. But in that Itachi dodges a cut from Toga. Itachi, what are you villains doing here? Toga, you have a unique quirk that not even Shinomiya is able to copy because it is hereditary. Shinomiya, indeed, that's why we will take away your eyes and those of your sister. Itachi, Only a member of my clan can use those eyes, you will never get that quirk. Kuroka, we'll see. Shinomiya tried to touch Itachi but he dissolved into crows. Then he appeared behind Toga about to cut his neck with a chikuto, but Toga defended himself with a knife. Toga, you are skilled. Itachi, I always was. Kuroka was about to absorb Itachi but he used the Sunshin and escaped, but he didn't expect Shinomiya to be in front of him, and gave him a powerful blow. Itachi was able to use his sword which ended up breaking. Shinomiya, congratulations, you managed to withstand a blow. Itachi was very damaged because that attack carried many strength-enhancing quirks. Itachi, I will kill them. At that Itachi's eyes change and become his MS, and he summons his Susanoo and puts Suki inside. Itachi, they will never be able to get in here. But then Itachi feels a sharp pain in his body and turns around seeing Suki smile. Itachi broke the Susanoo to grab his right lung very close to his heart. Itachi, why? Suki, why did you refuse to give me your eyes? With that power I will have Izuku in my hand. Itachi, he will never love you. Suki, of course he will, ha ha ha. Itachi stood up and put 2 fingers on his forehead as an act of farewell and fell dead. Toga, I must admit that he was very skilled. Kuroka, yes, it was. Now we are going to transplant the eyes. Kuroka opened a portal and everyone left. The end is near. Izuku was getting up from his room even though he smelled something strange, but he decided to put it aside and went to take a shower without knowing that even in that place there were cameras and he was being watched by some hot heroines, aspirants and villains. Mirko, how much longer? Shinomiya, it's almost time to finish the plan, just be patient. Mirko, but that body, my instincts scream to make it mine. Ryukyu, you're not the only one, my body is burning. Izuku finished taking his shower and changed to go downstairs and see all his training partners staring at him, but he felt that something bad was going to happen, but he ignored it. After all, he was surrounded by pure heroines who seek good. Right? Mirko, Izuku, today there is a new recruit. Izuku, and who is it? Izuku finished sitting down and started eating and the main door slowly opened. Ryukyu, she is a very good user of her quirk, she only lacks physique and learning to fight, that's why she is here. At that point the door opens completely, revealing a person that Izuku would never want to see again in his life. It was Suki Uchiha who, when she saw him, smiled in a way that made his instincts scream at him to get out of there and change his country and name. But Izuku, being Izuku, decided to put it aside and ignored her, making Suki's heart hurt. Izuku, it's okay, after all it's your agency, I think it's not necessary for you to tell me who you put in and who you don't, Mirko-san. Mirko was hurt by her inexpressive way of speaking, but they would solve it. Ryukyu, today we will rest and go to the beach. Izuku, you guys go, I'm not interested. Mirko, boo. But come on, it's not all about relaxing. Izuku, but I just need to train. Midnight, no, Aizawa-kun, you must come. It is bad to train your muscles, they can get stressed and make you sick from not resting. Izuku, seeing it this way, sighs, okay, I'll go with you. Time skip. Izuku came out of the boys' locker room and earned the looks of all the women, and many jealous looks from the men. Izuku walked up to see his companions, and to his surprise he was wearing a toga. They were on guard and were about to attack if it weren't for Mirko. Mirko, Aizawa-kun, she is under our care, apparently she betrayed the villains and we brought her. Izuku, I don't trust you, I'll be watching you. Toga, what a pervert will watch me even if I go to the bathroom. Izuku, you understand what I mean. Izuku went to the beach to swim, and his companions took off their jacket that covered them. Author, enjoy. After entering, Izuku felt some breasts on his back, and when he turned around he blushed at seeing everyone in very provocative clothes. Uraraka, hello Deku-kun. Suki, hello Aizawa-kun. Tsuyu, this suit suits me well, Aizawa-kun. Karo. Momo, how about I tried hard to find the right sensual one for you? Pony, and you like mine? Yui, how do I look, Izuku-kun? Mina, how do you see me, Izuku-kun? Jiru, how does this suit look on me? Aizawa-kun, I tried hard to find one that you would like. Toru, how does it look on me? Katsumi, how nerdy I look. Izuku, yes, Oni-chan, the way I look, I think you like me. Mirko, mine is a bit modest, I hope you love it. Katsumi, nerd, you didn't answer me how you think I look. Midnight, and do you like what you see? If you behave well, I might give you a prize. You, and you like what you see, it costs me no work to fit it. Kendo, and how do you see me? I think it's something revealing. Ryukyu, do you like the view? Nijire, how do you see me? I thought you would like pigtails. Toga, hi Ikun, how do I look? I hope you like it a lot, and if you want, I can help you with your crafts tonight. Izuku simply remained stoic but with a big blush. School. Todoroki, why I'm proud of Izuku, he's sure to follow in my footsteps of coolness. Back to the beach. Everyone who passed by had a nosebleed as they passed by, but with the simple killer instinct that they sent them they left, and it was no different from the women who saw Izuku's body and more with that blush that made him look tender in their eyes, but they also left when they felt how the heroines looked at them. Mirko, you didn't answer us how we see each other? Izuku, I guess fine, I'll go swim further out, I don't want to bother you. Mirko, you are not a bother, in fact you are very pleasant company, aren't you girls? The girls nodded, looking at Izuku's very well-formed body. Izuku instinctively covered his body when he noticed the lascivious look they were sending his way. Time skip. Izuku left the beach to see his friends sitting in the sun until Uraraka asked him to put sunscreen on her. Izuku, isn't it too late for that? Uraraka, it's never too late to protect your skin, it can give me skin cancer, it can. Izuku, I understand, okay, I will do it. Izuku started to put sunscreen on her, but Uraraka unconsciously turned to the touch. Izuku, Uraraka-san, I'll stop doing this if you keep doing that. Uraraka, I'm sorry, it won't happen again, continue. Uraraka stopped her moans, but it was difficult because Izuku's touch was the best, but this made everyone jealous and Izuku went from body to body putting on suntan lotion until only Suki was missing, who refused and went to change. Uraraka, cheer up, he will love you soon. Suki, but it hurts me, you don't know how much it hurts me to know that he doesn't love me anymore. Suki started crying as the MSC was reflected in her eyes. Time skip. Izuku started to change and sleep while the girls went to the bigger room to talk about personal things. At that a portal opens and shows Kuroka and Shinomiya and Eri. Kuroka, how did you spend it? Mirko, his hands are the best, and if Hasai isn't giving massages and I imagine him in bed, you don't know how my instincts scream at me to make him mine. Ryukyu, yes, I understand you, my crotch has been burning since she put sunscreen on us. Shinomiya, how envious. Uraraka, he will do the same when he loves us all without exceptions. You, yes, and how is the no quirks plan going? Eri, very well, with the gas we can make them lose their gifts permanently. You, but us? Eri, if we use masks we can avoid the effects. At that point the girls began to imagine a world without quirks and that they were the only people who possessed them, so they would be invincible. And in that room you could hear the maniacal laughter of a group of women who had lost the little humanity they had left for a man. Good ending. All the girls were laughing without realizing that someone was looking at them with fear and immediately left without being noticed, but made a small, almost imperceptible noise. Katsumi, who is there? Then a cat came out of that place, and the mysterious subject covered his mouth with his hands so that they wouldn't hear his breathing. Ryukyu, it's just a cat, it's late, tomorrow we will do what we planned, rest. The girls went down the same hallway as the person, but he wasn't there. When all the girls left that hallway up on the roof, Izuku was very scared and he slowly went down and went straight to his room and used his cell phone to call All Might. Izuku, answer. At that point, the cell phone rang with the voice of his mentor. All Might, young Miradilla, I say Midoriya was sleeping. Yon, what does he want? Izuku, All Might, I need help. All Might, Well, if you fell in love with a girl there, enjoy, relax, and fall in love. Izuku doesn't understand. All Might, what? Izuku, everyone here is with the League of Villains. All Might, surprised what? Izuku, yes, you see, I was going down to have a glass of water and I heard a very strange conversation. Izuku began to tell him the girl's plan. All Might, seriously, what you say is very serious, young Midoriya. I'm sure you heard well. Izuku, no doubt, this is the plan. Izuku started muttering to All Might about his plan. The next day Izuku woke up and saw that he was tied hand and foot, and on his forehead were his crazy faces. Izuku, what are we doing here? And why am I tied up? Mirko, you see Izuku-kun, today the quirks will cease to exist just for us and also for you. Izuku, why me? Izuku, why in bed you will surely be very useful. Izuku, bed? What are they referring to? Yui, don't you have an account? Izuku, what about? Katsumi, we love you, damn broccoli, but you and those stupid ideals, you are not a simple consolation prize, you are special for all of us. Izuku, and what will they do? Force me, they know that I am stronger than you and I will not fall easily to mind control. Suki, that's why I'm here. Izuku, damn, don't take his quirk into account, I hope it doesn't ruin the plan. Suki, leave me alone, go with Mei and Kuroka to place the dispensers around the world. Izuku, dispersion? Suki, after all, you will be with us no matter what I say. Mei and Melissa created sprinklers that make the quirk erase serum turn into air and affect everyone except this small place. Izuku, why erase quirks? If they can control me. Suki, isn't it obvious? We don't want anyone to try to take you away from us, and we will also govern a society full of utopia where no one is older or younger than anyone else, everyone is equal, of course, except us. Izuku, that's being a tyrant, although it works, it would cause more damage, people will rebel because of it. Suki, let them all reveal themselves, they will die if necessary, it's time to start. Suki blinked and showed her eternal Manjikyu Sharingan. He looked straight at Izuku, and they both stood still. In Suki's mind he began to shape the memories of this. With the girls. They were all watching cameras of specific locations that would make them all lose their quirks forever. Uraraka, how is everything going, Mei? Mei, very well, just a few more dispensers and everything will be ready. At that Kuroka entered through a portal. Shinomiya, that's it, start the sequence. Mei pressed the red button and a countdown began from 1 o'clock minutes and counting. Momo, remind me why it is a counter and not done directly? Mei, so that everyone is synchronized and no one fails, and it also looks great. They all nodded at that fact. They started drinking tea that Pony and Setsuna brought. And when it was 10 seconds the counter stopped. Mirko, what happened? Mei, I don't know. Everything should be fine. In fact, we tried them yesterday with Melissa. Melissa got up and went to look at the cameras and found something that made her angry. Melissa, girls, we have problems. Mirko, what's wrong? Melissa, the heroes are coming in. Jairu, what? Mei, what you heard, they are coming in. In fact, they have already come in. They are the boys from Class A and B and the rest of the type of heroes, even All Might is here with armor. Everyone got angry about that. Ryukyu, separate into groups of 2. They all went in groups of 2 to look for the intruders. The first to meet were Katsumi, Izumi against Bakugo. Bakugo, where is Izuku? Katsumi, where should he be? Bakugo, hand over Izuku and they probably won't go to jail for kidnapping and I won't talk about the girls they both killed. Izumi, I'm sorry Muslim but he won't leave our side. Bakugo got into a combat stance just like both crazy girls. Bakugo was the first to attack with an explosion that they both easily dodged and then Katsumi did the same action but Bakugo simply jumped to the right but failed to dodge the fire that Izumi threw at him causing small burns. Izumi, come on Muslim, make tea, not even Oni-chan might want you as a godfather. Bakugo, he will never marry you. Katsumi, I wouldn't say that. Do you remember that, Suki? Katsumi, that hitch. Izumi, if we say we made a very good deal, tell me who gave them the address. Bakugo, they should stop talking in a room, and more so if Izuku didn't sleep. Both girls frowned at that fact. Bakugo, so that hitch Suki will modify her mind. What a downfall, sharing my friend with that hitch. Plus, they should be more attentive. They both didn't understand, but they saw that on the ground there was a ring from Bakugo's glove. Bakugo, they don't like fireworks, I love them. Bakugo's arm quickly punched the air and a huge explosion came out, leaving great damage to his arm, all burned. Bakugo, I hope the rest arrive, hang in there, friend. Bakugo ended up on the floor. With Uraraka and Mina. They were in front of Kirishima and Lita. Lita, why are they doing this? Uraraka, isn't it obvious? It's because of him. Despite everything we did, he doesn't love us. Kirishima, this is not the way to win the Azubro more. We can help you, just stop. Uraraka approached Mina and they shook hands with each other. Lita, I knew they would come to their senses. But then Lita started to rise and Mina threw a lot of acid at Kirishima. Uraraka began to whip Lita and Mina began to melt Kirishima, who screamed in pain until he fainted. Uraraka, TKS men so easy to manipulate. Mina, come on, I'm sure the others will need help. They both started running to find their friends to try to help. With Mirko and Empty Lady. They saw Hawk and Kamui Woods in front of them. Hawk, why Mirko? Mirko, for him, I think it's very obvious. Hawk, he's a kid, stop this madness. MT, Lady Madness? This is love, I don't see why to stop. Kamui, Hawk, it's useless to talk, we'll stop them here and now. Kamui quickly tried to enclose them in wood, but Mirko broke them with a single kick. Kamui, I'm useless, change. Kamui quickly created some wooden shurikens and began to throw them at the already grown Empty Lady. Hawk threw feathers at Mirko from the air and she jumped trying to catch him, but she couldn't. At one point Mirko looked at Empty Lady and out of nowhere she grabbed Hawk with her hand and started crushing him. Mirko kicked Kamui in the head, causing his helmet to break. Mirko had many wounds and Empty Lady had many small wounds on her arms and feet. Mirko, do we need them? Empty Lady, I don't think so. Mirko looked at Kamui's body and used his heel to crush his head. Empty Lady grew bigger and grabbed Hawk's body and stomped on it several times. With Melissa and Ryukyu. They looked seriously at All Might in armor and edge shot. All Might, what did you become, Melissa? Melissa, whatever it takes to have my Izuku. All Might, we already talked about that, you had your chance but you turned it down. Melissa, it's your fault, you just had to convince him to go out with me, but no. He is very mentally damaged, another disappointment will make him fall further. Those were your words and you didn't think that I could help him. All Might, it was necessary. Melissa, I won't kill you, I need you to take Izuku to our wedding. Melissa pressed a button and nanobots formed armor. Note, All Might's name is Hulkbuster from Iron Man and Melissa's name is from Infinity War. Ryukyu, and tell me Edge Shot, how's your life? Edge Shot, why are you doing this? He confessed his love to you and you let him go. If you love him, let him go. Ryukyu, annoyed, will never leave our side, not again, nor are you important to anyone. Edge Shot, I hope you forgive me. All Might used the thruster of his suit and went straight to Melissa, who was waiting for him with an energy shield on her forehead, stopping the blow. Melissa, that model is old. 2 lasers were created on Melissa's back and fired, causing the giant armor to retreat. After that, Melissa created a giant fist and hit him in the head, breaking the helmet, and then with her hand she ripped out the energy core of the armor and hit All Might with a tremendous axe blow, knocking him out. Melissa, how are you? Melissa saw Ryukyu holding Edgeshot's corpse. After that the fights were Jiru and Momo versus Kaminari and Todoroki, both being knocked out by Momo's strategies and Todoroki's power. Then it was Kendo and Yui against Monoma, which Kendo won by crushing the distracted Monoma's body. Then little by little each hero fell until there was almost no one left, and everyone saw the living heroes tied up. Melissa, We already have everyone. All Might, stop this madness. Mirko, silence. Mirko kicked All Might. At that point the TV turns on and shows May. May, everything is working again. Nijire, finally. At that the door where Izuku was flying and Suki was rolling in a purple ball. At that point Izuku and Mineta spring into action. Mineta, ha 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 ha, look who came to save the day. The incredible Mineta freed Izuku, ha ha ha, they didn't see it coming. Jiru, damn dwarf, I'll do the same thing to you as last time. Mineta trembled and hid behind Izuku. Mineta, on second thought, take charge. Okay bro, I'll untie the rest if you can. Mineta went to untie them and Izuku looked at everyone in a sad and cold way. Izuku, to what extent did they go? Melissa, she should have finished a long time ago. Izuku, let's just say my mind is very hard to break and crack. Nijire, we already defeated them, what makes you think you have a chance? There are many of us and you are one. Izuku, old-fashioned, 2 fists and maximum effort, and that he knows his quirks and weaknesses by heart. Izuku started to fight very quickly, but that wouldn't be a problem if it weren't for the fact that he started flying and using black whips. After 15 minutes Izuku had few injuries, but they were all on the floor very injured. Mineta, hey, how did you win? All the heroes looked at him with that same question. Izuku, what do I know? The author is bored of writing fights and wants to finish already, and the power of the script. Nobody understood the author thing but now. Just then a portal is seen showing Shinomiya, Toga and Kuroka. Shinomiya, I see that they failed. Izuku, hi Shinomiya, how long has it been? I haven't seen you since the attack on the Hussycats camp. Shinomiya, you still remember me, how good, if not this would be boring. Izuku went into combat but felt a knife in his left kidney and saw a small portal enter a hand with a knife. He looked closely and it was Toga. Izuku, damn, I trusted you. Toga licked the knife and turned very red. Toga, your blood still tastes so sweet, Izuku-kun. Izuku, enjoy, this will be the last time you do it. At that point he felt a knife in his right leg making him scream. Toga, now there are 2 of them, ha ha ha. Izuku received stab after stab but not in vital points, but his kidney hurt a lot from the first cut until he found himself in a corner. Izuku thinks. Toga, give up, the combination of Kuroka and me is very perfect. Izuku just started thinking and finally found something that would benefit him. Izuku, too bad, I was thinking of going with my girlfriend tonight and repeating what we did last week. Toga's eyes became lifeless just like all the females. Toga, what did you say? Izuku, I didn't tell you, I have a girlfriend, she is very beautiful. In fact, I wanted to repeat what happened the other night, it was very pleasant. Toga just started to get angry and again Kuroka made a portal and Toga just stabbed, but this time something different happened. Izuku was holding her hand through the portal and pulled her towards the... Izuku, rule number 1, don't get carried away by anger. Izuku gave Toga a small blow to the back of the neck, knocking him out. Izuku, 1 goes, 2 to go. Izuku concentrated and began to analyze his next move and began to run quickly to Kuroka and was about to grab her, but a portal opened letting him fall upwards, but he managed to stabilize and began to float. Izuku, well, it didn't work, now I know what to do. Izuku did the same thing again, and the same thing happened again, but this Izuku did not float and crashed into the ground. We left everyone in doubt, but the Izuku that crashed went up in smoke. Kuroka, what? Kuroka felt a blow to the back of her neck and saw Izuku. Shinomiya, what did you do? Izuku, when I entered the portal I created a clone and hid. You know the OFA is very good, it's time to end this cycle, Shinomiya. Shinomiya, I say the same, you are very injured with a mortal wound, what do you think if we solve it with a blow? Izuku, I think that's perfect. Izuku gathered all the lightning in his arm and the whips gathered in his arm. Shinomiya simply raised his hand and it didn't grow like All for One's, it just surrounded it with dark matter leaving his hand completely black. They both headed towards each other to hit each other, and their fists collided causing a large current of wind. Izuku seemed to be trying hard, but Shinomiya was not able to do anything. All might, young Midoriya will not win like this, he should find another way. Izuku agreed with him but continued to thirst until a clone of him was created behind Shinomiya's back without him realizing it. Shinomiya, give up, this is useless. Izuku, useless, nothing in life is useless. At that moment Izuku switched with the clone and hit her in the stomach, leaving her on the floor very injured. Shinomiya, how? I saw how your clones can't use quirks. Izuku, exchange, I can switch places with something of the same volume and mass as me, perfect for clones, right? At that many planes appeared and many heroes got off, and among them was Genji Todoroki. Todoroki, where have you been, old man? Genji, looking for reinforcements and help. All the soldiers took the women to a special place. Mineta, where do they take them? Izuku, a rehabilitation center, where their quirks will be cancelled and they will be in treatment until they get better. Intermediate final. 10 long years have passed since that incident. Izuku had trauma with women. He was afraid to approach some that will remind him of some after everything Suki did to him in his mind is permanent. He became the #1 hero, and today his therapist told him that he should talk to the girls who almost destroyed his life. Why? Easy, because he needed to overcome his traumas without knowing that the doctor was a simple puppet of Eri if she is the same innocent girl that they never managed to capture. Speaking of Eri, 8 years ago a new company called Umbrella was created. Izuku was walking through the halls of a mental hospital when a nurse guided him into a room. Nurse, may I come in? Izuku just nodded and entered. The first thing he saw was his sister Izumi with empty eyes and a straitjacket to keep her from moving, plus an anti-quirk collar. When Izumi saw him, her eyes lit up and she tried to run to him, but the collar stopped her. Apparently she was tied to the wall. Izuku, sister. Izumi, honey, you finally came for me. Izuku just shook his head and walked a little closer to sit on the white floor. Izuku, you see, I came to try to help you with your problem. Izumi, problem? No, the only problem is that we are not together. Come free me and let's go. Izuku, I came to talk to you, come on, cooperate. Izumi just shook her head and started moving very erratically, scaring Izuku, causing him to call the doctors to give her sedatives. Izuku, well, it was worth a try. Miss, can you guide me to another room? The nurse nodded and took him to Tsuyu's room. When he entered he saw Tsuyu talking to a doll of him. Tsuyu did Izuku's voice, while she tried to pretend that the doll gave her love and everything. Nurse, don't touch the doll, it gets very aggressive. Izuku entered the room and sat on the floor again and tried to get her attention, but nothing. After 15 minutes of not achieving anything he simply left without seeing Tsuyu's smile. Then he went to different rooms without achieving anything. When he left he looked at the hospital for the last time and went home. When he entered he saw his mother cooking. He smiled at her, and they started talking. Inko, and how is it, you already know? Izuku, they're still in bad shape. I don't think they'll get out of there for a long time. Inko, I'm sorry, I think it was my mistake not to help Izumi overcome her feelings. I was absent too much. Izuku hugged him and kissed him on the forehead and went to his room. Time skip night. Izuku was moving like crazy in his bed while sweating, and then he stood up and screamed. He looked at his hands and grabbed his face while some tears fell down his eyes. Izuku, that damn dream again. When will they leave me alone? In that Izuku sees through the window some red eyes scaring him, but he thought he was still dreaming. Hello, darling. Izuku, you're not real, I'm dreaming, I'll wake up at any moment. I feel very real, darling. At that a shot was heard. Izuku looked at his leg and saw a bag embedded in his right leg. Izuku screamed in pain as he tried to deny that this was real. Let's go fast, honey. Izuku, impossible, this is not a dream, then this is real. You finally realized, let's go. At that the shadow was seen, showing a more grown-up Eri. At that point Inko entered the room and almost screamed if it weren't for Eri fainting her with a quick movement. Eri, I won't kill her after all. I need a mother-in-law to take care of the children while you and I will be in bed, but let's go for the others. Izuku tried to activate his quirk, but nothing. Eri, the first bullet had a bit of the substance that removes quirks, but it doesn't take it away, you'll need it in bed. Izuku tried to get up but fell to his knees because of his wound and everything went black. Time skip. Izuku was waking up. When he woke up he thought it was all a dream because he was in his room. He got up and went to wash and everything, but when he was about to open the door and leave he couldn't. He tried to use his quirk but nothing happened. He went to the balcony but realized that he was in a replica of his room. He got scared and tried to break the walls, but then the memories of last night came to his mind, scaring him irrationally, and he started to hyperventilate. Then Eri came in with some bowls of ramen. Eri, you're awake, honey. Izuku, Eri. Eri, remind me that well, sit down and eat. Izuku saw the door open and in a desperate act tried to run, but then a small necklace he had sent him an electric current. Eri, you are so bad at trying to escape from your wife. Eri grabbed a whip, scaring Izuku even more. Eri, it's time to show you some things. At that point, pure screams of agony were heard. The camera started to move away from that scene, then it showed that they were underground in a kind of bunker, and after that the camera focused on the fact that they were in a faraway country, and the camera focused on a sign that said, "Welcome to the United States." Eri kept hitting Izuku until she got bored and saw Izuku's back full of wounds. Eri grabbed her mouth with her hands and began to heal him desperately. Eri, I'm sorry honey, but you forced me to do this, sorry. After healing him, Izuku was eating the food with great fear while being watched by Eri. Eri, Izuku, I'll go look for your other wives. I don't like the idea of sharing you, but with them we will complete what we couldn't do 10 long years ago. Eri started to walk away and closed the door where Izuku was. He then headed to a private plane, as it was noticed that the plane had the logo of Umbrella Industries, a company that deals mainly with medicines. Location UA. The top heroes were very alarmed and why. Easy. Recently the residence of the number 1 hero was assaulted and his mother was found unconscious. The angriest was Bakugo for taking his friend and hurting his aunt. Everyone didn't know what to do until Bakugo spoke up. Who are we kidding? He launched an explosion so they would take notice. Bakugo, damn extras complaining like little girls, we should find the bastard who did that to my aunt and friend. Nisu, yes Bakugo, but we have no clues. Todoroki, I wouldn't say that. Nisu, what do you know? Todoroki, it is obvious that the only way to neutralize Izuku is to nullify his quirk and have someone of his caliber fight him or corner him, and since very few of us know, only a few have enough technology and resources to develop something that nullifies a quirk. Nisu, who? Todoroki, the first one, Umbrella Corporation, and the second one Yayorozu, but we know that the second one doesn't get into that field. Kirishima, worse than winning? Bakugo, nothing, they wouldn't win anything unless. Mineta, unless, what? Guys, give me some clues. Bakugo, what is he doing here? Kaminari, I met him on the street and he was worried about Izuku and came. Bakugo, okay, well the point is that. At that Mirio entered with a kick in the door. Mirio, I know. Mirio didn't end up getting an explosion in the face. Bakugo, I'm sick of being interrupted by damn extras. Time skip. He died with a black eye and his suit was scratched. Mineta, and the black eye? Mirio, I fell on a woman and she thought I was a pervert. Mineta, oh, that's bad. If you want, I can help you get those bad thoughts out of your mind. Mineta handed him a card that said, Dad Mineta, help free your mind from those negative and dirty thoughts about your body. Mirio turned it over and it said, Chinese Mona at night. That left Mirio with a WTF face. Mineta took the card from him and gave him another one that only had the front part. Mineta, don't ask. Mirio, I wasn't going to do it. Well, as I said, I found some clues and I know that Umbrella developed something similar 6 years ago. Kaminari, you're talking about. Mirio, yes, but that wasn't the only thing. Mirio threw a photo to the table where they saw Eri already grown up looking at some papers and making deals with some government agents, or directly with presidents. Nisu, it's worse than I imagined. Mirio, yes, and what I know is that today he will come for the other crazy ones. Bakugo, or not, this will be the same as last time. Zero, no, it will be worse. Bakugo, you heard, get ready today, we'll wait for you and she won't surprise us, we'll be the ones to surprise her. They all nodded and went to get ready and prepare their equipment. Time skip night. It was already midnight and there was nothing of her. Bakugo picked up a radio. Bakugo, Muslim here, bucking shitty names, you hear me Stone? Kirishima, here Stone, there is no trace of the target, you copy me Cheap Pikachu. Kirishima, this is Cheap Pikachu, who gave these shitty nicknames, Mineta God, are you listening to me? Mineta, if I copy you, I don't know who put them there but I like it, and I don't find anything, Emo you copy me. Tokoemi, yes Mineta God, I copied you, and we can stop talking like that if we are next to each other. Then he showed himself to everyone together in the same bush. Mineta, yes I copy you. At that point he received a blow from Todoroki that buried him in the ground. Todoroki, that's because of the nickname of bipolar child. Being cold and hot doesn't mean anything, you understand. Mineta, copied. They then saw a small projectile heading towards them. It was a toy bullet. Bakugo, ha ha, what brat missed this? At that point, the tip of the bullet showed holes from which purple smoke came out. Bakugo, me and my big mouth. They were all knocked out mostly by their nonsense. Place? The Stooges were waking up and looking around, noticing that it was a white room. The first to scream was Bakugo, waking up the others. Bakugo, release me extras. Mirio, you guys too? Monoma, you also received a stun grenade and 50 men. Bakugo glanced at his other teammates. Bakugo, no, of course not, 500 men and thousands of weapons came to us, that's why Chinese caught us. Monoma, it's true Todoroki. Todoroki, I won't lose my pride, nods. Monoma, good, and you know what we're doing here? Everyone denied. No one was talking about that until a screenshot appeared and Eri was seen. Bakugo, you damn domino girl, no wonder your father abandoned you. Kirishima, I thought that was normal in Latin America. Bakugo, shut up damn it, you're ruining my speech. Eri, as loud as ever, a Muslim, I just came to inform them that they are trapped in a facility where a virus will be released in half an hour. I hope they survive. Where they are located is called Raycon City. The screen was cut off. Bakugo, if I get out of here I'll charge you damn Deku. Location, Psychiatric Hospital. Eri walked through the halls and opened cell by cell as each girl came out and gave her an unpleasant smile. Until they were all gathered together once again. Eri, good to see you girls again. Uraraka, you took too long, Eri. Eri, yes, but it was worth it all the time, you'll like to see what I have for us. They all went on Eri's plane, and when they arrived at their destination, they blushed and were so happy. Why? Easy, there was Izuku with a collar in a corner with only his boxers. Eri, I haven't tried it yet, I just held off for this occasion. They all saw Izuku as prey and Izuku was scared because of that. And you already know what happened that night. Time skip day. Izuku was in the bathroom while he looked at the body full of bruises, cuts and bites. Apparently they were very aggressive, and not seeing him for years increased their sexual appetite. His body hurt so much, and he didn't know what to do. Time skip 1 month. Right now Izuku was in a corner as he looked at his attackers head on. Eri, why are you hiding Izuku-kun? We just want to make babies. At that point the door of that bunker was destroyed by an explosion, showing the boys with some injuries. Bakugo, you thought about locking me up with those beasts to die, but you don't know that I also knew how to use weapons. Eri, how come the explosion didn't kill them? Bakugo, I'm like a cockroach, I'm not going to die, I've multiplied, I have God on my side, did you hear me hitch? Eri, they get in the way. At that the room filled with guns pointing at their shoulder parts. Kaminari, you had to talk. Time skip. All the boys were tied up in a rocket. Eri, this time it won't be like last time. This rocket will travel around the world and deploy a missile that will eliminate quirks, and you will not survive. Bakugo, I swear I'll get out of here, you damn demon brat shiny. Eri, Melissa, please do it. Melissa in a cabin with May did some things and pressed the button giving a countdown. Eri, and that countdown? May, it gives it more emotion. Everyone nodded at that. Izuku was in another room watching everything on a screen. But then the door opens and shows all the women who ruined his life. Uraraka, it's time to have fun, Deku-kun. Izuku just stepped back a little, and at that very moment the door was destroyed again. Eri, let it be that damn Muslim. Bakugo, did you call me? Eri, how did they get rid of that? Bakugo looked at the others and they all shrugged. Bakugo, it was confusing and the author got bored of writing. Well, after that a battle happened where it was boys versus girls, friends versus the toxic one. Nobody knew what to do. Only Eri and Bakugo were left standing. Eri, damn imbecile, never interfere with my plans again, I'll kill you. Bakugo, let's see if you're capable, brat. The two of them started to fight, and then an alarm went off. Eri, the rocket is ready, you won't be able to avoid it. Bakugo, damn it. In that a green whip dragged Bakugo and took him to Izuku, who had everyone else. Bakugo, you took too long. Izuku, they've stopped drugging me, I'm in charge of the missile, you guys go away. Bakugo, I hope you come back. Izuku, sure. Izuku threw them away and went straight to the missile. Izuku was in front of all the women who ruined his life. Eri, and what will you do alone? Come back with us, darling. Izuku just saw them, and with one jump he went straight to the missile and tried to break its circuits. Eri, stop trying, it's useless. Izuku, useless? Let's see what's useless. In that, Izuku quickly destroyed the missile's propellants, scaring Eri. Eri, what are you doing? You're stupid, this can't be stopped, we'll all die. Izuku, I think it's for the best. Eri wanted to go and stop the launch with the others, but nothing happened. Izuku entered the control room and saw them desperate, and gave them a hug, surprising them all. Uraraka, what are you doing? Izuku, give them a hug, I've done my part, and I've inherited my power to a good friend, why are we going together? They all smiled, and with some tears they hugged him. Izuku, I forgive them for everything, even Yusuke. In this, the figure of the adults returned to the old image of happy young people where there was no madness, and there was only pure love. Then from a distance a boom was heard. Bakugo watched this with tears in his eyes as he held the green hair. Bakugo, damn Sniff, you lied to me, you said you would come back. At that Todoroki with some tears put his hand on her shoulder. Todoroki, we must eliminate Umbrella. The news of the death of the number one hero spread throughout the world and a statue was made as his greatest achievement. Bad ending. Note, for this ending Izuku has friends Shuko, Reiko, Kanoko and Setsuna for the plot, and only for this chapter there is Shoto's sister called Shuko, and she does not study at UA because she is weak according to Enji, but she meets Izuku through her brother. Shuko. Izuku was at the door listening to everything the girls were talking about. He went down for a glass of water and knew he had to be very careful, and by miracle or work of the script no one heard him. He came to his room and started making a video call with his friends. At that the phone indicated that the call was connected. Setsuna, why are you calling us so late, Aizawa-kun? Shuko, yes Izuku-kun, why is it so late? Izuku, help me. Reiko 4? Izuku began to tell them everything he heard and made the girls nervous, or so they wanted to pretend. Kanoko, and what will you do? Izuku, I don't know. I need you to help me somehow. Kanoko, okay, we will tell the teachers. Izuku, okay, come tomorrow, I'm scared. The four of them said yes, but Izuku was scared. He knew something bad would happen, and that's why he decided to ask All Might what happened to Gran Torino. To his surprise, he didn't die naturally. Apparently he was murdered. Izuku became more scared, and little by little all the traumas he had as a child began to come back to his head. Time skip. It was already a new day and Izuku did not sleep all night because of his traumas. In every place he saw someone laughing at him, even being brutally beaten. In addition to notifying All Might of the situation, which he almost didn't believe, but with all the evidence and connecting the dots, he realized that Izuku wasn't lying. Izuku went down to have breakfast but was afraid to eat his dish. All eyes were directed towards him. At that, the doorbell of the house but Mirko, somewhat annoyed, went to open the door. When he returned, many girls were coming behind him. Uraraka, Mirko, what are they doing here? Mirko, Nisa sent them, he says they need to improve their melee skills. They all nodded distrustfully. The four of them went to Izuku and gave him a big hug. After that they trained normally, but at night Izuku told them that he was going to sleep and not have dinner. After all, he didn't sleep all day and he wanted them to take care of themselves. The girls hugged him but went down to dinner and looked at everyone with very cold eyes. Mirko, why that look? Setsuna, leave that rabbit, we know everything. At that all the girls were on guard. Shuko, I wouldn't do that if I were you, after all Aizawa can hear us. The girls either deactivated their quirks or just sat down. Kendo, what do you want? Kinoko, simple, to Izuku. At that, they all raised their killer instinct. Kinoko, why are you angry? I didn't cheat on him or reject him. In fact, I should be angry because of him. He rejected us, especially the damn Uchiha. Suki, me? Shuko, yes, because of his fear he rejected us. Ryukyu, tell us your story. At that, a portal opens showing Shinomiya, Kuroka and Toga. Shinomiya, yes, we also want to listen. The Setsuna narrate. Well, the three of us were talking during the break but we heard some crying. We followed the crying to the roof and found a crying Izuku. We were surprised to see that happy boy crying. We approached him to ask him, but his eyes hurt just remembering him, those eyes full of pain and sadness. The three of us just hugged him. Narrated by Kinoko. That day we took him to his room and let him sleep. The next day he thanked us and we supported him. From that day we became inseparable. We went everywhere and to our surprise the explosive Bakugo gave us his blessing. We went out with him secretly so that no one would see us together. I guess that's why they don't know how we met. Well, we spent 2 very friendly months and we were very close until Shuko joined us. Narrated by Shuko. Well, I met him when Shoto brought him for a project. I thought he was a nobody, but seeing Shoto smile and be happy caught my attention. After all, seeing my brother smile for the first time surprised me and made me happy. After all, he was my brother. I started talking to him as acquaintances. Then we became friends and he introduced me to his other 3 friends. The 4 of us became very close and being with Izuku brought us closer together. In the end we all fell in love with it and decided to share it, but when the most anticipated day arrived. Reiko narrates. We asked him out. It was the happiest day of our lives, but all good things have an end. In the park with fireworks we declared our love, saying that the 4 of us could share, but he refused. He told us about his life. We just didn't find out why he cried that day on the roof. He said he was afraid of suffering and that's why he simply left, but he said he will always be friends. That day our sanity fragmented worse. Every time we spent more time with him our sanity broke more and more to the point that we started to kill those whores who approached him. You don't know how many times we wanted to kill them, but today we want to join you. End of narration. Kinoko, and what do they say? Izuku already knows about their plan. It's useless, he's probably already told the heroes. That's why we're their best option, the element of surprise. Shinomiya, when did you find out? Kinoko, you shouldn't talk so loud, especially with your prey living with you. They started cursing for being so stupid. Shuko, do you accept? Or not? Shinomiya approached them and extended his hand and they shook it, of course with 4 fingers Shinomiya so as not to kill her. Time skip day to launch the anti-Quirk missile. They delayed the project for a month to give them time to organize themselves better, not knowing that among them were 4 women who told them all their strategies. They were all going to where the missile would be located, but when they entered that abandoned military base there was nothing and no one. All Might began to examine the place, but in a corner by a camera. All Might, Melissa, I know you're with them, where are they? Can you stop this madness? At that point the microphones turned on and Melissa's voice was heard laughing. Melissa, surrender? Your Uncle Might should beg for mercy, don't you see what position you are all in? You are surrounded by thousands of explosives. Everyone started to look and it was true, there were a lot of explosives. Melissa, I want to see your face of suffering and despair. I'll give you a minute and remember that when someone steps foot outside that room where you are, it will be the new Grand Canyon. Ha 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 ha. All Might dialed Midoriya's cell phone but nothing. Then Bakugo came up with the idea of marking one of his crumbs but nothing happened. Shoto marked his sister and answered. Shoto, sister, it's a trap, take Izuku away from that place. Shuko, don't worry, we'll take good care of him. Shoto, okay, where are they? Shuko, brother, I hope you forgive me, but what I do is for love, I hope one day you forgive me. At that point the cell phone cut off the call. All Might, what happened? Bakugo, isn't it obvious? Those damn girls sold us out, they take Izuku with those crazies. I knew I shouldn't trust those damn shiny. Everyone was nervous and didn't know what to do, and then the clock started ticking 1 minute and counting. Place? Izuku was waking up. The last thing he remembered was that he was eating with his friends, and he fell asleep. In that he seized the room, realizing that he was in an unknown one with a door reinforced too. He tried to use his quirk but nothing. She began to despair and scream but nothing happened. Then she calmed down and decided to analyze her situation, and after half an hour of thinking the door opened, showing a very hurt Shuko. Izuku went to help her and put her on the bed. At that point, the door opens again and shows Momo and Uraraka. Izuku, you guys, what did you do to me? What did you do to her? Momo, calm down my cinnamon roll, your little friend simply did not want to help us. We always knew about her plan and she was the only one who refused, and this is what you will pay for. Izuku, they are crazy. Uraraka, crazy and love Deku-kun, but we will soon bring you your food, take good care of your little friend. The two left, and Izuku began to see his wounds from Shuko. Place? Momo and Uraraka entered a very decorated room where everyone was sitting drinking tea. Momo, was it necessary to treat her like that? Shinomiya, it was necessary, we needed a contingency plan for anything. And how is the rocket going? Melissa and May. May, it's going well, it just needs to charge up, there are 2.5 hours left. Shinomiya, can't you go faster? Melissa, no, even if we wanted to, it's the best way to make sure it doesn't fail. Kuroka, okay, what are we going to do with our Izuku in the meantime? Shinomiya, nothing for now, we must secure our victory. They all agreed, and in the distance an explosion was heard. They all smiled in a creepy way. Time skipped 2 hours. They were all in front of the missile, making sure nothing went wrong, but then the metal door broke, revealing the heroes with some injuries. Shinomiya, what? How? Bakugo, ha 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 ha, damn crazy woman, you thought we would die, but next time make sure the script is on your side. Momo, how they survived. Shoto, well. Shoto started to look at the sky, remembering, but received a blow from Mirio on the head. Mirio, it's not time for that, we must stop these crazy people. Nijire, crazy in love my dear friend. Tamaki, I don't know how you became this Nijire. Nijire, I don't know, maybe reject my cute Izuku for an insensitive person like you. Tamaki, I always told you I had a girlfriend. Everyone looked at him, even Mirio. Mirio, really? Tamaki, yes, damn, why do you doubt me? Everyone turned their gaze, causing him to go to a corner crying. All Might, well, it's time to end this madness. They all started an intense battle, and again Mineta went to save Izuku and he succeeded, but this time with Shuko. Mineta didn't trust her, but Izuku convinced him. Again it was the same scene where Izuku defeated them all, and when he was about to knock out Shinomiya, he received an injection in the neck. When he turned around he saw Shuko with a very strange smile. Izuku, why? Shuko, it's because of love, you don't know how much we suffered when you said no, but now you will always be ours. Shinomiya smiled, and with a teleportation quirk he sent everyone to his base for safekeeping, and when he was about to hold Izuku, who was almost fainting, he was stopped by Shoto's ice and an explosion from Bakugo. Bakugo, take Izuku out of her Mineta. Mineta B, but you. Shoto, take him, damn it. Mineta, scared, carried Izuku and started running, and as he ran he looked back, seeing how all his friends and teachers were distracting Shinomiya, and with tears in his eyes he grabbed the vehicle he found in the garage and started it with the cable's Latin America moment. Mineta was driving like crazy, and with his cell phone he bought a plane ticket to the United States. Time skip 1 month. After waking up, Izuku cried like he did a long time ago. He felt so helpless for letting himself go, and he dyed his hair black, and he put makeup on his freckles and changed his name. He lived with Mineta, who also changed his identity. It wasn't very noticeable, but he dyed his hair brown. That was his new life. In the end, the missile did explode, taking with it many lives and nullifying the quirks forever. He and Mineta were the exception for wearing masks. No one else wore masks since everything happened so fast. This caused great controversy between the countries, but in the end they blamed the women in charge by putting bounties on their heads and reported the heroes who went on that mission missing, in addition to the fact that they were looking like crazy for the cure for this without knowing that it was permanent. Izuku became paranoid and started planning thousands of strategies to defeat the girls. Right now he was looking out his window, and in the living room was Mineta eating pizza while watching TV. At that point the news was changed to Shinomiya's image. Mineta desperately called Izuku, who went, and both paid attention to what he would say. Shinomiya, I know you hear me, Izuku, and I know you're watching me, and I have to tell you that I know where you are. Yes, I know you're in New York, but you hide very well. Well, if you don't come to this beautiful monument, the camera focuses on the Statue of Liberty, I will release a missile, but it will not be so harmless. Let's say there are many countries, and for every hour you delay I will make a country disappear. And to give you an incentive, I want to tell you that your friends are alive and kicking, but how long will I wait for you, my love? The broadcast was cut off, and the news was talking about it like crazy and shouting for Izuku to show up. All security entities went to the statue. Mineta, what will you do? Izuku, I will do what is necessary. Mineta, friend, I wish you the best, but I will go with you. Izuku, I once told you that you are a good friend. Mineta, I have never, they only called me pervert. Izuku, well, you're a good friend. Izuku knocked out Mineta and put him on the bed and left all the money he earned in an envelope with some words for his friend and went with his quirk to the statue. When he arrived he saw the police, FBI, etc. He crossed the police lines and quickly jumped to the head of the statue. That's when he fell. He saw all the girls with a smile that scared him. Izuku, I'm here, what else do you want? Shinomiya, you finally came. I think that because of your delay, a country or two will no longer exist. Shinomiya was about to press a button, but Izuku shouted, stop. Izuku, I'm already here, there's no need to take more lives. Momo, why? You left us alone. I think you deserve punishment. Izuku, I'm sorry, I will never leave you alone again, just leave that button. Shinomiya blushed and destroyed the button with his quirk. Shinomiya, come give me a kiss, darling. Izuku approached and gave him a kiss, and Shinomiya was happy, but then Izuku injected something into his neck. They broke away from the kiss and Shinomiya felt weak. Shinomiya, what did you do to me? Izuku, it's a drug, it won't take away your quirk but it will leave you weak. Tell me why all this. Because of me? Don't make me laugh. I understand Setsuna, Reiko, Kyosuke and Shuko, but why you? Shinomiya, I offered you to get out of that life just like Kuroka and Toga. But what did you do? You beat me and left me on the verge of death. Izuku began to cry and they slowly remembered how they made him suffer. Izuku, tell me. Sniff, I loved you so much that I would give my life for each one of you, but you all left me aside, and why are you looking for me? How unhappy must I be for you to be happy? Momo, but... Izuku, no buts. Why now? Why not before? Why do this? Thousands of lives were lost because of that missile. What more do they want? They don't do it for love. This isn't love. Love is healthy. going with the person you love and feeling comfortable with all their imperfections and being happy. This madness is not love. Izuku slowly pulled a grenade out of his pocket. Izuku, I'll finish this. Izuku took out the detonator of the grenade. They all saw this with fear and tried to stop it, but nothing happened. At that point, an explosion was heard in the distance, and the head of the statue slowly fell into the sea. Mineta was waking up and saw the news. He started crying and opened the envelope with a lot of money and some words. My dear friend, we've been through great things, haven't we? But I think it's time to end this. I'll surely die with what I'm going to do. Look for our friends. Deep in my heart I know they're alive. Look for them and be happy. Never again, my friend. The letter began to get wet from Mineta's tears, and the news said that the missing people were found in a very distant forest, and it was also announced that they all died. Mineta saw this and smiled, but with many tears. Place? Izuku was waking up and seeing a room, thinking what happened. Then he remembers everything and thought he died, but the door opened, showing his worst fears. All the girls were staring at him, and they were in clothes that covered almost nothing. Izuku, how? I killed them. I committed suicide with you. Shinomiya. If it's true, a grenade exploded, but forget Kuroka or not, my great friend. She took us all safe and sound to our home, and you know what's best. You're dead to everything just like us, and no one will look for us. Thanks to you we will be happy forever, and you won't die with the quirks I have. We can live until this world dies, isn't it great? Izuku was scared. He wasn't terrified. Everything he did was in vain, and he went into a wall and started hitting his head, but was quickly stopped. Uraraka, why are you doing that? Don't worry, we'll take very good care of you. They all began to undress. Izuku was controlled by Suki and changed all his memories, becoming the perfect husband. They never showed themselves to society again. With a quirk from Shinomiya they changed their appearance and lived happily, but Izuku inside was hollow. Then they had daughters who grade their father again, and so the cycle will continue until the world ceases to exist.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.